Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler. I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com. And down in San Diego is my good friend and co-host Dennis Bathalkis. How are you, Dennis?
Sunday. Wait, no, that's the wrong thing, man. Sorry.
Wrong thing.
Yeah, it is.
What is up?
I'm doing good because you know why. I'm doing good.
Why
we hit fucking 10,000.
We hit fucking 10,000. Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and it's thanks to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to look over here because that's where the chat is, and you, Dennis, and we have to acknowledge we're down. Somebody's down right now.
Yeah.
And hashtag save Susan.
Woman down.
Susan Layton. And you know it has to be bad because, like, you know, for one, she's female, so she doesn't get a man cold.
Yep.
And for her to be down, it's got to be bad. So we want you to get better, Susan.
Yep.
We love you. And
I heard she was getting ready to donate a kidney. Is what I heard.
Is that? Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did that, but it was after I went to Tijuana and got a little too drunk.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. There you go. Involuntary. Penn Farm Girl starts the hashtag Save Susan. There we go. That's good. And thank you, Midnight's Edge, for the congratulations. And let's just get to who's here. We got Case, sculpted leather art by Viking Bitch, our great wrench. And I wouldn't call her a wench. She's just a Viking bitch. Silhouetted animator, Penn Farm Girl, Mary Ashmead with their wrenches. B. Cluette, Mike Cedar, Carrie Dalton, Texas Gray 1, CC, what's up? CC, our fine patron, Matthew Davies, Grace B, Tarka Jedi, Mako has made it with their wrench. There you go. Kato Roan, Travis, and of course I said it before, but Midnight's the great Midnight's Edge After Dark that does such great news and been giving it to freaking Star Trek lately, and it's been great. But of course, your sources are verified, and I back you 100% on that, brother. OG Spock Love, Mark Lizeth. And I saw Brian Smart in here. Brian Smart is one of our earliest subs. He was with us back when we had like 30 subscribers. Jesse Sequeda. Oh my God, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah, there are. Hey, this just in. Susan isn't donating a kidney. She was actually repelling an alien horde. That's what happened. So she fought them off while working 3 jobs. And she had to take a sick day because she stubbed her toe and it was just getting a little bit infected, so that's why she's out. So hashtag save Susan.
Hashtag save Susan. And you know, the next question has to be, what was Doomcock doing during all this? Well,
yeah, I think he was helping.
I think he might have had a contract with the aliens to kind of clear out some stuff for him, you know.
I didn't say who he was helping.
Okay, gotcha. Well, he would turn on him later because he's the villain,
of course.
DJ Odyssey, what is up? Some asshole named Dennis Bathalkis is what a troll. I'm gonna block him. And
wouldn't be the first time.
Fick in Trouble, what's up, Fick? Are you new, or is what's up? How's it going? Operation Sky Pebbles is here. My goodness.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
A lot of people here. If Odd Job, hey, Odd Job is here.
Wait, this just in. Susan was not fighting a horde of aliens. She was actually stopping a plot to take over the world, and it wasn't Doomcock this time.
Oh, is that why Odd Job's in the chat right now?
Exactly. He's out of work because
he's looking for an odd job now.
He's looking for a guy to be a henchender.
I thought you were dead, dude, but I'm glad you're alive. I'm really glad you're alive. Matthew Davies, Carrie Dalton. So do I have any good Alex DeCampi stories? She has proudly announced she is writing 2 of the Blade Runner anime episodes. Carrie Dalton, I have none I can speak on the air. Maybe if you and I can speak privately at some point. Yeah. Movie Fanobi is here. Movie Fanobi, I was looking. Okay, by the way, one of the greatest achievements here is it's really not 10K subs. And that's great. I'm not, don't mean to sound grateful. It's that love has
true love.
True love. Where we love we people. True love has been found in our chat. Sculpted leather art by Viking Bitch and Movie Fanobi are like an item now. And I was looking at a picture of that cute couple on Facebook, and I just have to ask you, Movie Fanobi, where was your hand, dude? That looked a
Yeah.
little hashtag me too
Yeah.
right there.
That hand
Easy,
was freely roaming.
I hope you have written consent for that in triplicate. I will be checking you. So, oh man. What's up, DJ Bowman?
Matthew Davies says, "Odd job, sir. May I take your hat?" Oh man,
odd job hat around. Oh, it's in a box. I can't get it right now. Nice bowler. And Lloyd. Hello, Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Just Lloyd. Just simply Lloyd. Okay, well, there is a ton of news to talk about. I mean, we're going to do the regular show thing. I know, naughty boys. We're going to do a regular show today. We've got plenty of news to talk about. We got some Doctor Who stuff to talk about. Daredevil got freaking canceled, and we called that a while back.
Yeah, we called that. We actually said within a month, did we not?
We did. I think we were off by a half a month, maybe.
I think I said middle of December is what I said. Yeah,
I titled one of our podcast Daredevil canceled. I did the Eric Von Daniken technique of putting a question mark behind it, and then that's free. That makes everything speculation, and it got a lot of shit for it. So
fuck you on that one. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll let you say it. I'll let you say it.
I'm the voice. I'm the conscious. I'm the Jiminy Cricket here.
Yeah,
obviously.
I think we should start, and forgive us for those who have heard this before. I think we should start with a bit of a reset on how we are here. Hail, Mr. Twisted 72. How's it going?
Yeah.
So, how we got here, Dennis?
Oh, how we got here. Well, first the Earth cooled, and then the dinosaurs came, and they got too big and fat, and they all died. Then the Arabs came. No, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm going someplace. Thank you, CC, for the $10. Congrats on the 10K subs. Hail at Nerdrotic channel and the best chat on YouTube. Exactly. Thank you so much.
I must acknowledge a super chat we got earlier as well, all out of bubblegum at 6:44 p.m. Congratulations on 10,000 subscribers. Here's a little something to help celebrate. Now it's on to another, what is that? Another zero put up there. Yeah. Oof, wow. That's, I am really cool with where we're at.
Yeah.
I never thought we'd get this far. And
we were at 7,000 a month ago.
Yeah, maybe less than a month ago. I was looking at we were celebrating 9,000 on Monday.
Yeah.
So
it was crazy. It's been very, very crazy. So yeah, how we got here was I was up in San Francisco for a funeral, and Gary was in the midst of his own woes that were happening. And we're like, you know what? Fuck this. We're just going to go over. And it was raining cats and dogs. So we went over to this old Starbucks near where Gary's shop used to be. And we're like, you know what? Let's do a podcast like we used to do. Like, just sit down. And because we had recorded one once in a little cafe. It was pretty damn funny. The woman was making the waitress was making as much noise as fucking possible.
The video cafe. Oh, God. I missed the video. There used to be a video cafe here where you can actually buy videos and DVDs and then sit there and talk about them, but you couldn't watch them.
Yeah, I remember while we were doing that one, the Core was playing in the background. You could hear the Core playing. It's a really shitty movie.
So yeah, we were in a Starbucks, and honestly, to this day, I am very proud of that podcast. It's one of our best.
It's pretty damn funny. We got $5 too. Some guy just came over and gave us $5. We weren't panhandling or anything like that.
No, he asked us to sponsor him, and he had some music thing on iTunes, and we haven't got a sponsor since. So we just recorded, and what we started our long tradition. Actually, we were bitching about Batman versus Superman, and we did that for like 2 years straight.
Until it came out, and then we bitched about it a lot more than that.
Yeah, we found 200 different ways to say this is gonna suck, and it sucked.
Go figure on that one.
I can hear some guy going, except for the director's cut, dude. I like it.
The director's cut was awesome, and the unreleased Snyder cut too of Justice League is gonna rock.
I liked it. I actually liked it. I do. I like the director's cut, but otherwise, it's not
I
as good
don't.
as the Daredevil director's cut, though. That's a good film. Damn it, Edward Brewer, what is up? What is up, Edward Brewer? So yeah, I was in a really crappy. Listen, my marriage was fucking falling apart. I had just sold my store. I was just rock bottom. And Dennis, of course, was at his brother's funeral, which so we're like, we just need to switch our brains off. And that's what like really set the theme for this podcast is we are all about escapism. We do not talk about politics, and but we will talk about protecting escapism with our lives if we have to.
Yeah. I want to say thank you to Movie for Novi for the $4.99. That hairy caterpillar found Dennis's face just in time for 10K. Congrats, Scary Dennis, Susan, and crew. Thanks, listeners, watchers, nerds, patrons. Yeah. And Brian Smart says at Dennis Bethalka, Susan's just playing hooky by borrowing Cameron's dad's car and having lunch with the Sausage King of Chicago. Yeah, she is out with Abe Froman. And, it could be the case.
It could be. Thank you, Movie Fanobi, for the $4.99 super chat, and thank you, Cece, again, and all out of bubblegum. I'm all out of bubblegum. So we did this podcast, and then we started doing them like I don't know,
every other month or something.
It started out every other month, and then we started doing one a month, and then two a month, and we were amazingly consistent. Not really knowing how many people were listening. We had a certain amount of subscribers on iTunes. I don't know. There's no interaction on iTunes, so we don't know if they're actually listening or what. So that was enough to keep us going for a long time. Then, your roommate at the time, Aaron Bartell, former child star who was in Buffy and Star Trek Voyager,
and Starship Troopers. At least his hands. He was a hand model.
He was a hand model for Starship.
Neil Patrick Harris. Yeah, Neil Patrick Harris's hand model.
He joined us for a little while. Harry Maldonado joined me for the Doctor Who podcasts. And then John Reed jumped in, and he was extremely helpful, like with some of his ideas. He helped like rework the website. And then John, has worked a decade down in Hollywood. That ultraviolet that you used to see on your Blu-rays, he helped develop that. He helped build the platform for the Disney streaming service. He used to work for Netflix. He helped build the current platform that they are on, or at least the basis of it. So he was a host for a while. He's the one who really pushed us into covering TV. And so I want to say a big thanks to John Reed. He's got a channel, TPK Games on Twitch, where he plays D&D now. And that's what he really wanted to do. He kind of wanted to run his own thing. So that's why he took off. And we wish him all the luck in the world. And I want to say thanks to Aaron, thanks to Harry, Chris Ortiz short up here. Chris Ortiz works down in Hollywood. Works for a trailer house. And he also worked on
Sharknado.
That's right.
1, 2, and 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. So our nerd cred is Dennis owned a shop in Davis, California, a comic shop. I owned a comic shop in San Francisco for 10 years. I'm sure you've already heard that story before. I've also worked in Hollywood. I worked for Ascent Media. I worked for Technicolor. I did some side work for Disney. I've done tons of side work. The only real show I worked on was House. I did some ghost editing for House to help out an editor who was about to get fired, and helped her keep her job for a little while. And so and plus we've been nerds, from birth. I'm a nerd. I got my first comic book in 1974. It was Marvel Team Up 42. My mom bought it for me from a 7-Eleven in San Marcos, California. I remember the day. I remember reading it. It's as vivid as the I don't know what I remember more, when I lost my virginity or read my first comic. They're both kind of equal to me, to be honest with you. So, yeah. And Dennis is a Trekkie or a Trekker. I don't know what you like.
I'm more of a Trekkie. I'm not a Trekker. Trekker is Next Generation. Trekkie is the old series, the original series. So.
Now, I had heard that certain Trek fans do not like to be called what? Mrs. Nerdrotic, Feisty. I'm seeing big names. Oh, this is.
He's thanking everybody.
These are all people he's thanking. I get what's going on. I'm like, is he trying to tell me something? No, that's awesome. Yeah, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you. So do they not like being called Trekkies?
It depends on who you ask. Everyone has their own little pet peeves. Stick up their ass. Pet peeves.
Yeah, but I always figured it was polite to just call somebody Trekker just in case. And the one thing I noticed in the special features is they were calling them Trekkies, which I was like, ooh, I don't think you're supposed to do that, but oh well. I cannot forget Mrs. Nerderotic, who's making tons of noise in the background right now.
That was one person you forgot there. She's been with us since the beginning. Was with us on the ill-fated CW recaps that we were doing.
We were supposed to, John and her were supposed to do Riverdale.
Yeah. And we tried iZombie, but we just couldn't find an audience for that, unfortunately.
If we tried it again, I think it would work. She will be back on to do some stuff. She'll be back on for The Expanse when it comes back for sure. And I think maybe even Project Blue Book. She'll be on. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to that show, man. They keep showing the fucking commercial for that, and I'm just like, yeah, I want to see it now,
dude. Yeah, there's so many good shows coming out. Fucking Orville, 30 days from today. Yeah, 1 month from today, we get the Orville back.
Shit, we just got a trailer for The Runaways, also that just dropped today.
We did. Yesterday. Midnight's Edge, if you're still out there, have you gotten any news on the Orville? Why is there no Blu-ray for the Orville? What the hell is up with that? If there's not going to be one, I can make one. It's pretty easy. So so we got to thank, okay. And then of course we have to thank the wrenches, and we'll be doing that throughout Mary Ashmead, who's been here, I would say almost every episode, Movie Finobi, Sculpted Leather Art by Viking Bitch. Of course, Mako's here a ton. Yeah. Kato Roan is quickly becoming like an amazing wrench, is like just as much as Mary, and Kato lives in Europe, so the hours are tough, and he still makes it. Kato is awesome. So,
Midnight's Edge After Dark says no idea. I guess it's something with Fox. I will look into it some more.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I want to take my money, please. Special features, I want them all.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, I might just buy the damn DVD. Screw it. Yes, and we have a website. So we started our website. We started you'll see our YouTube birth date is our birth date. It's January 7th, 2014, but we've only been YouTubing for about a year.
Yep.
A little over a year.
Like hardcore YouTubing. Is that right? Is that
right? Like we used it as a backup basically. And then John, wanted us to go full tilt on iTunes, and I'm like, listen, you do the iTunes and I'll do the YouTube. And that was supposed to be the priority, and iTunes just never took off.
Yeah.
And the YouTube did. So yeah, I'm trying to find if it's this is I'm gonna open up a picture here, and this is where we were at a year ago today. A year ago today, we were at this. So I was able to find out, because I used to take screenshots and send them to Dennis all the time, and it says, for those of you not watching, it says 750 subscribers, and that was from November 28th or something of 2017. So every time it went up, we were stoked. We hit 1,000 subscribers on December 28th, 2017, and here we are at fucking 10. I got John Tamarox. I thought it was John Jeanette. Sorry, Tamarox. What's up, dude? Sorry, I'm excited.
Dude, thank you, Tamarox, for the $100 super chat. Congrats on 10K subscribers. It's well deserved. Raises a cup and salute. Thank you so much, Tamarox, man. That's fucking awesome. You really don't need to give us that much money, man.
Yeah, dude. But we're really grateful for it. Tamarox is a great supporter of channels. We're really grateful to have him. He's one of our patrons, and he's over with Doomcock as well, and supports Doomcock, and we are all grateful for you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Damn, man.
Yeah.
Brian Smart, to answer you, yes, there are two Dead Man figures behind me. There's an Alex Ross version over here, and then there's a glow in the dark version over that way. So yes, there are 2 of them.
Okay,
And-
so yeah, let's why don't we get to some chat and I'll pull up the first article.
So Mike Slider says you can visit the Louvre on one channel or watch female wrestling on another. You can do your shopping at home or play Mortal Kombat with a friend from Vietnam. There's no end to the possibilities. That's right. That was a random one, but hey, that was worth it. I love just dropping into the random ones. Von Schwam, by the way, said he unsubbed to bring us down to 9,999.
He did. Thanks, pal. We got scrubbed today. I was pissed because we were up to like a 971, and all of a sudden, when you get scrubbed, it's YouTube does it once a week. Usually Friday or Saturday, and they go through and get rid of like inactive subs, and sometimes they accidentally take out actually active subs. And yeah, we went down 18. I was like, motherfucker. But, yeah, it happened.
Von Schbaum says, I thought Trekkies were the hardcore fans that have their own uniforms to attend conventions. Trekkers were the fans that just attend the conventions in street clothes. So no, way back when Next Generation first came out, because there were a lot of old Trek fans that did not like the new stuff that was coming out. I'm just going to say that. Kind of like today. Only, today's deserved.
Yeah.
So the people back then called themselves Trekkies. That's what they called them before Next Generation came out. When Next Generation came out, in order to separate themselves from that, the Next Generation fans called themselves Trekkers.
Trekkies used to be derogatory.
Yeah,
okay.
Trekkies used to be derogatory,
back in the day, and it's like that now they own the name, which is smart. And Movie Fanobi, you're right. You're right. That is actually, if you give us $100 super chat, that is we are officially your bitch.
Mm-hmm. This is true. Gary will do whatever you want.
Sure, why not? You know what? I mean, I'm pretty ridden hard and put away wet there, Tamarax. I don't know. Congrats, dude. Nerdrotic, you are now officially Tamarax's biatch. And then William Winters, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It says I enjoy your videos. Thank you. That's nice to hear. The 51 Project is, I did not know this, says, is this true? The New Year's Day Doctor Who special is called Point Out, as in I'd like to point out your male privilege. Yes. Well, they took 8 episodes to finally do that, but they did it last week. She pulled out her first, if I was a bloke, I'd be, that's going to make it really hard to travel in the past for the Doctor. I'm just going to say, unless they just ignore it, which they probably just should at this point. Young Justice season 3 on January 4th. Hell yes, Travis, we will cover it. Promise.
There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of shit coming out in January.
I gotta catch up on my Young Justice. But I can on my DC universe.
I actually liked this tonight's episode of Titans too, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, it has its problems. The whole railing on Batman as basically a psychopath, I have huge problems with that. That's bullshit. But the girl playing Donna Troy, what did you think? Everybody heard my review.
I liked it. I mean, she did a good job. She was a nice foil for Dick. I had to wait for you to drink on that one. Yes, got him finally. It took me almost a year, but I got him finally on the air.
Dude, I gotta turn off my fucking camera. I got like shit in my nose right now.
Oh man, that's good. Oh, that was a good one. You what you get for 10,000 subs, man? You get liquid coming through Gary's nose.
Oh, damn. Good thing the inside of my nose is calloused from all the drugs I did. Giant vampiric nostril I have.
Mako, Dick really did grow on me over the season.
He did. And we got 2 dicks this episode again, too. We got double dicked.
We got double dick. And I like that Raven finally called him an asshole. To his face, at least.
Well, there's dicks and then there's assholes. And then, okay, I'm back. Sorry, folks. Very bad.
Thank you very much. There we go. Just one.
Tarka Jedi says something. Tarka Jedi says, it has been an absolute pleasure to have fun and hear your thoughtful opinions. I've always believed that the experience matters when it comes to these podcasts. Next stop, 20K. Well, thank you very much, Tarka. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, man.
That's cool as hell. And good day.
Yeah, and he said also, at this point with 10K, we'd be drunk by now. And it's like, well, Gary can't, so
Yeah.
I'm drinking for him. So
yeah, he's got Dennis has to be hammered by the end of the evening, especially with no Susan here to save his ass. So
I'm not hammered. I just have the one beer. That's all I had. That's all I'm
okay.
having.
Now we're gonna
And a
try to
glass of
get
water.
to as much chat as possible because that's what the
Yes.
show is all about. But we're gonna feed you a little bit of news here, and we'll start. Well, let's just get the Doctor Who thing out of the way.
Yeah, let's do that.
Um,
While you're doing that, while you're looking that up, Surf Tectronic says, trying to get back in the digital media field, just made a couple cheesy vids that dust off the brain cobwebs, but I really appreciate good YouTube creators because editing takes forever. Well, we don't edit anything, really.
I've started to now, but
A little bit?
yeah,
Yeah.
we mostly go live, so that would be my recommendation. Is just to do a couple videos to, like you said, get the dust kicked off and just keep putting out content, and it'll happen. Yeah, just consistently put out content, and then practice. Make sure to listen to your own content. I know it's really hard, but and take notes. That's what I do. I take notes. Now that I have time, honestly, we have only been. I quit my job 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So and I've had the opportunity to. So YouTube was not even part-time. It was like a couple hours a day when I had it outside of my full-time job. So I've just been nose to the grindstone for 2 months now, and it seems to have worked. So we're gonna get to this Doctor. I was gonna do a video on this, but I decided to just make it part of this show because I've got 3 other Doctor Who videos. The one is gonna be fun. So I asked people for their Christmas ideas, and we've gotten a bunch of killer Christmas ideas. They are so full of shit. I like just the first 5 I looked at were great ideas that I would watch. I can't wait to do that video. It might be long because we got a good response from that. So, okay. So Doctor Who's first female to Doctor is fine enough, but she needs to get scary. And this was something I was going to bring up. I went over it in the last recap. And this is not a man-woman thing. This is a Jodie Whittaker thing. Okay. After 50 plus years, TV's favorite time traveler is at his or her best when she worries us. And I agreed with this. The Doctor is one of pop culture's most long-lasting characters and always deliberate enigma. Over the last 50 years of time traveling, Alien Heroes, Britain's longest-running sci-fi drama, Doctor Who has had an increasingly complex backstory, but he, or she right here, has always been a creature that's somewhat above us humans, smarter, wiser, tougher. However, now that we're more than halfway through the first season of Jodie Whittaker's On the World Doctor, the first woman to man the controls, I don't have better wording right there. The first woman to man the controls of the TARDIS. There's something missing. The Doctor hasn't displayed the heavy metal we know and love, and without the characters, can't give us the full potential. So I'll stop right there. I'm not going to read the whole article. It basically talks about the Doctor lacks, Jodie lacks charisma. She's cute.
Gravitas, I believe.
Gravitas. She's a very good actress. I've seen her in other stuff. This is nothing, no dig at her personally, but not every. You would think actors just naturally, all of them have charisma, but they don't. Like you can be a talented actor and not have any charisma at all. Believe it or not, you can have screen presence, but charisma is different. Charisma is like you walk into a room, people are drawn to you. It's a rare thing. Peter Capaldi has charisma. Matt Smith, in his own way, had charisma. David Tennant is pure charisma. Like if you want to look at charisma in the dictionary, David Tennant is one of the few people you put there. Like he's, Eccleston owns a room when he walks in. That's what we're missing. Tom Baker, John Pertwee, all of them have had this charisma. And when in the headline, when they're saying scary, they mean, I'm forgetting the line, and forgive me, Hitchhiker fans, but when Ford Prefect is talking to the barman right before the him and Arthur go to the Vogon ship. And in the book, anyway, he's talking to the barman. Was it the barman? I can't remember. Maybe it wasn't. But there's a scene where Ford Prefect had to really convey something to somebody and didn't have time to tell him, well, I'm an alien and stuff like that. So in his head, he just drew on all his experience, all of his time, all of his knowledge of space, everywhere he's been to this little human, and just you could tell it was behind his eyes. Like he just brought all of his knowledge of time and space and put it right into a look. And it was able to convey, he scared the crap out of the guy basically just by giving him a look based on his experience. That's something the doctor can do when, first you think you're talking to a human, but then you look into the doctor's eyes and you see, oh, there's somebody you can't tell, of course, but there's somebody who's lived for 2,000 years and seen shit that would, turn you gray. So that's what the doctor needs. Matt Smith was actually very good at this. He had, he was floppy and foppish and stuff, but when he needed to turn on doctor mode and get stern, get into daddy mode, he did and was brilliant at it. And she's going to get another season. That's about it, folks. She's only getting another season. They're splitting it into 2, and I bet you they're going to call it 2 seasons. I bet you they're just going to shorten the seasons. That's my prediction right now. So they'll say that she did 3 seasons, but she does not have that. And there's nothing writing can do to help that, to be honest with you. They can write all day long. There was one moment in the Kerblam episode where I thought she was going to finally do her doctor moment. Like, you're going to have me to deal with. And then she walked away and goes, was I scary? And it's like, oh man.
Yeah, I think I said it for the Pakistan episode, was that she's always agitated, always moving kind of thing, even in scenes that are supposed to be calmed down kind of thing. And she's doing David Tennant on the run, if you will. And there's times when you actually need it, and especially with the doctor, you need to stop and hit the brakes for a second, pump the brakes for a second to let stuff sink in. And that's not happening at all.
Let a scene breathe a little bit. Yeah, because it almost, and that part reminds me of Matt Smith a little bit. Matt Smith was a little manic, but it was a controlled manic. And that was the cool thing about Matt Smith. And he doesn't get enough credit for this, is how young he is and how he was able to just flip on a switch and look older somehow. Which I don't know. His talents aren't being utilized in Hollywood right now. That's why it's a damn shame he left when he did. He should not have left early. He should not have left. I mean, it was probably the writing, but
I still go back to that Van Gogh episode as the best episode
of his. I wouldn't argue with that. Yeah.
And that has a lot of quiet moments in it that he allows to breathe. And that's what I'm talking about, is you have something that has a lot of weight to it. I mean, it's a pretty heady thing when you have someone who doesn't, doesn't have any self-worth, and then being shown what their worth is in this episode, and then allowing it to breathe and allowing people to get through that at least and kind of contemplate it instead of, oh my God, and just going over it, running over it, and not allowing people to think about it for a second.
Yeah. And it also goes with the not having any bad guys at all. And I read in an article, I didn't know, I mean, I don't read everybody's interviews, but apparently Chibnall really wanted to make basically he wanted to make Doctor Who Black Mirror. He set out to make humanity's worst traits as the villains this year. So I didn't know he had said that. And so now that I know, I like it even less. Doctor Who is not Black Mirror. It's not Twilight Zone. We don't need social commentary. I've said this a million times. This is the wrong show for social commentary because it's not what it was about. And please save the politics have always been in Doctor Who. Not really. No. There have been some politics, yes, but we can go over every single episode and see. I mean, there are some stuff where like the Doctor makes very political quotes. Yeah, Capaldi made an anti-capitalism quote. Was it the year before last, the season before last? But mostly no. Mostly it's if you watch the older Doctor Who's, there's a lot of driving up driveways, a lot of really long establishing shots, and sneaking around houses or corridors, running around corridors, or fighting in a rock quarry. That's it. Alexander Courage music right there. So yeah, the Doctor is not scary. And that's a problem. That's a problem. Now there are plenty of women who have tons of charisma. The other I don't know her name, but the woman from Broadchurch, the other cop who was opposite Tennant, who was in the 11th Hour. She's got charisma. I think she's got a little bit of charisma. There's tons of so it's not a male female thing. I think that's what's kind of the problem here. And also I've gotten a ton of clapback on the ratings and people saying the show's popular. That I'm doing a video on. That I'm going to break down what the differences are. And why it would have been, why like Sarah Jane Adventures works and this one doesn't. And that's what I'm comparing it to, by the way. I'm comparing it to Sarah Jane Adventures, which is a great show.
Olivia Colman is what William Winters says.
Thank you. So, we got one fun Doctor Who video coming where I'm going to do the Christmas ideas, and then 2 not so fun ones, and then of course we're recapping it on every Sunday. It airs at 12 p.m. Sunday at 12 p.m. Moving it up 15 minutes. And the last episode, prior, not the New Year's Day one, I want to try to get Susan on. So I'm going to get Susan to join me on the last one if she will. And yes, we will be doing New Year's Day. Yes, we will be doing New Year's Day, which is a horrible day for the family. The family does not sit around on New Year's Day. It's like maybe you do in the UK, but not around here.
Mike Snyder says Roseanne Barr is the new Doctor. That would be kind of funny. Steele Johnson, thank you for the $6.66. Congratulations, friends. May the small folks sing songs of 20K subs and beyond. It just so happens my mom was born on January 7th. Makes you even better.
Well, we'll be sure to say happy birthday to Mom.
Yeah, thank you again, Steele Johnson. Because I just like saying that name, Steele Johnson.
Steele Johnson. In the ring. Yeah. Steele Johnson.
Coming to the ring now is Steele Johnson.
Hey, Chris Chibnall's is here.
Chris Chibnall's.
It's Chris Chinballs is here.
Chris
Chinballs. Sorry, my bad. I fucked up the poor guy's troll job. Dude, that's great. That's awesome. It's funny, Chris Chinballs is Mark Wade. There was a guy who was saying he was Mark Wade, who wasn't, that ended up going in England teens chat all the time. That actually made news, dude. Because the guy was so good. I forgot who it was. He got announced, but whoever was Mark Wade in I Love Comics chat, you're a fucking trolling genius, and my hat is off to you. Just dropped in to say, hanging around Mecharan 42. She keeps mispronouncing my name enough as it is. Well, that's, what, some people change their names when they like, I would not, like, if I was like a director, would not keep Beekler. No.
I keep my name because no one can fucking pronounce my name. So
anything
wrong.
Anything. Sorry, Kato. Anything in your PayPal email inbox? Last time I asked, this is the first time I've noticed it, Kato. I will check. Give me a little bit.
While you're doing that, I'm going to read some more chat. How about that? Mufinobi says, at Dennis, did you pee a little in your pants with the CW crossover show? OG Flash, Black Suit Superman, my friend, Batgirl with hair in her eyes. I'm interested in seeing it. I'm not like super excited.
The Batgirl with the hair in her eyes thing.
Yeah, Ruby Rose as Batwoman does not do anything for me. Sorry, just
can she act? I mean,
all I know is she was a mute in John Wick 2, and there's a reason why you make someone a mute. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, there's something in my wow, what's that?
What is that? You got something? You got something you want to show us? Something there? You gonna whip it out?
No, I was gonna say.
Movie for Nobody says that. Dennis, are you saying if you and Gary get married, you'll keep your name? Hell yeah, I'm gonna keep my name. He doesn't know me. He doesn't put a rock in my hand.
Cato, there is something in our PayPal inbox. Somebody sent us $100. So, and here's a cent for every
Holy
subscriber
crap.
in the form of all the super chats. Wow. Thank you so much. I'll just say thank you.
Thank you, man.
Damn. Wow.
Wow.
So
yeah,
much.
That's right.
Really appreciate that, Cato. That was fucking wow. That's way too much. Okay. That's
man. I mean, we're not used to this, honestly.
No.
We really aren't. So it's not that we're kind of feigning. We're kind of stunned, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Just because, honestly, we're just fucking doing this for fun. It's really what we're doing this for.
Yeah. It's turned into something else, but yeah, honestly, it's a tons of fun. It is so much fucking fun. It's stupid. And yeah, we also have a t-shirt announcement. We have a couple t-shirt announcements tonight.
Ooh.
So the obvious one is the Nerdrotic t-shirt, which is going to be just our Nerdrotic symbol with Nerdrotic in the back. Some patrons are going to get that, and then it'll be available. We're working out pricing. I think by the end of the show, I'll have a price ready. And we'll take, if you're interested, it'll be available on the website. And then we have another shirt that you may or may not like. I threatened to do this and I waited for somebody else to do it, and somebody else didn't do it. So we're going to do it.
All right.
But that'll be later.
Von Spam says, that's it. I'm quitting my job and living off of super chats. Thank you, Nerdrotic, for showing the way.
I would not recommend that.
I wouldn't recommend that either. Don't quit the day job, buddy.
No.
Don't be like Gary. Don't quit the day job.
Oh, well, yeah. I think
Gary had reasons for that.
Yeah.
He's got some other stuff going on.
Okay, yeah. I'm sitting around eating bonbons, letting Mrs. Nerdrotic taking care of me. Yeah. that's the way it is right now.
He's a pet man.
Yeah, I am a cat. I am kind of right now.
I was gonna say, you're gonna dispute that.
No.
So let's get to some news.
Okay, so the big news. We got to talk about the big news.
What big news?
Daredevil, dude.
I know. I was just.
I know.
Yeah, just like we called it. We called it a little bit late. We thought it was going to be like middle of December, but last night Netflix pulled the plug on Daredevil. They said they wanted to go out on top. Which is a lot of shit. That's just bullshit. This also leaves in the question Jessica Jones, which is in production, season 2 right now. They're in the middle of shooting, and Punisher, which is in pre-production for season 2. How much longer before those two are officially canceled?
Oh, I have zero desire to watch Jessica Jones. She's going to end up right. I mean, like
right back where she started. Yeah.
Like they were setting things up to have multiple seasons. Okay. So let's read a little bit of the article.
Yeah.
Here. I was going to try to get to our channel here, and I want to show you here.
Dude, it just pisses me off that, I mean, I knew they were going to do it. We knew they were going to do this. And Marvel has come out and said that Daredevil will return in some form or another, which means that they have plans to do it on their own station, of course, the D+. And I'm 98% sure that $2 billion influx that Netflix got was from Disney to drop Marvel shows. It's looking more and more like it.
Yeah. No, no. Listen, I'll tell you. I mean, that may have I'm going to tell you what I think really happened. By the way, August 3rd. This is before season 3 came out. We called it. Daredevil canceled up for season 3, and we got shit for this. So, just want to tell you, folks. When I do the speculation and stuff, it is based on past experience in in the industry and shit that we do and just having a couple eyes and being able to see things, and it's we do this a lot here. We end up saying stuff and like months later it happens, and I'm not a big I told you so guy, but there's a reason. Like I comics is a great God, it's a great it's just like the entertainment industry. It's a smaller version. It's like the minor leagues. And this shit happens in comics all the time. And the entertainment industry is no different from the comic industry. It's just bigger and makes more money, but the same politics happen. So that's how I'm able to figure this shit out, because from all the goddamn drama and soap opera bullshit that we've had to deal with in comic books, which is just unbelievable. You wouldn't believe the crap people go through for being a Z, BZ list celebrity, like a comic, artist or something like that. It's its own little world, and it's nuts, and it's just like Hollywood. It's just like Hollywood. So,
well,
that's how to suss it out.
That Deadline article also mentions that since Netflix owns their own content, they've been pumping out. And this was one of the things that they didn't own, and they were putting a lot of money into it as it was. Even with the tax cuts that New York was giving them, it wasn't a lot. So they were saying that these were expected to be big selling shows, that they were supposed to have a lot of viewers, and they were failing to meet those expectations. Like big shows.
Well, this I really should have did. I did a video, cut it, and then there was just no interest in Daredevil, so I didn't put it out. And it was that so we did it. We put it in a podcast where that one company figured out the interest in shows, and apparently that algorithm works.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's just based on what people are talking about and how many people are talking about it. And the interest in Daredevil was down like 70 or 57% drop. And I think it was and it's worse with streaming shows when you dump everything at once, because nobody's talking about Daredevil. Everybody talks about how good it was, but it's not really that memorable. It wasn't that memorable, and he didn't wear his fucking costume once. So this is what we get. We get a season I won't watch again, because it's just it's Matt. Oh God, that really. The more I think about it, the more that pisses me off. So here's the Deadline article. Exclusive, the axe continues to fall on Marvel series at Netflix. Daredevil, which launched the Marvel Universe on the streaming platform, it has been canceled after 3 seasons. The move comes on the heels of Netflix canceling Iron Fist and Luke Cage, but Daredevil seems to have an afterlife elsewhere. Marvel's Daredevil will not return for a 4th season on Netflix, the streamer said in the statement to Deadline. We are tremendously proud, blah, blah, blah. We're thankful for the partners of Marvel and Eric Olson. I hope they get rid of Eric Olson, to be honest with you. He did Man in the High Castle, and he did Arrow season 1 and 2. However, unlike Luke and Luke Cage and Iron Fist, the door seems to be wide open for the blind protector of New York's Hell Kitchen, perhaps as an upcoming Disney Plus streaming platform. Absolutely, that's where it's going. Like 100%, it's going. And this is the whole plan. They tested the stuff on Netflix. Now, Netflix doesn't make anything. Okay, they get production companies. They hire production companies to make stuff, or production companies pitch them things. ABC Studios brought us this, and Jeff Loeb, who doesn't get enough heat. I'm sorry. We give Alex Kurtzman heat. Jeff Loeb is just as bad.
Yeah, Jeff Loeb is horrible. This is the man who is responsible for Heroes.
This is the man who's responsible for Jessica Jones season 2, Iron Fist season 2, The Inhumans, freaking Agents of Shield season 3 till now. He was a producer on Daredevil. Drew Goddard is the reason Daredevil season 1 was good, and Stephen Knight.
Yep.
Okay.
And he chased them out.
And he chased them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, really Drew Goddard's a little tough to work with, but we saw the end result.
Mm-hmm.
The end result was perfection. Daredevil season 1 is perfection. Daredevil season 1, to me anyway, is the best thing Marvel has ever done. Period. End of story. Better than Infinity War, better than Winter Soldier. I like Daredevil season 1 because I think superheroes belong as, with serialized storytelling. And it was just fucking brilliant. And it really captured what Daredevil was. I wasn't down with Charlie Cox at all as Daredevil until I saw him playing Matt Murdock for like 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm wrong. I'm a dick, and I fucking watch it all the time. Foggy is perfect. Karen Page is perfect. Fucking Wilson, goddamn Vincent D'Onofrio is a genius as the Kingpin. Only to be outshined for a little while by David Tennant. Those two are the two best villains we got in Marvel were from Netflix, but then Netflix just turned bad. It got terrible. Iron Fist season 2 is the worst ever.
Tekkaman Bald, you're right. Loeb is responsible for the bad seasons of Smallville as well. I forgot about that.
That's right. Yes. Pretty much every time his name gets on, it's just bad. And I don't know what it is. I give him a nice retirement package, send him packing. I know Kevin Feige is going to be taken over a little bit with some of the television. I bet all with the streaming service. And I think he's going to be out of a job anyway, or demoted. And I don't be surprised if Kevin Feige takes another, like his position gets turned into something else within the next 12 months, 11 to 12 months. You'll find out that they're going to create a new position for him. And he's on a fast track to be running something because he pulled off history. There's like nobody will ever be able to pull off what he did. And it's a simple thing. It's a simple thing why Kevin Feige is the way he was. And I talked about it in the Star Trek video. He's a fan. He's a real fan, but he's also a good businessman. He knows when to like edit himself and he's not a fanboy. He's a fan.
Perpetual Punster, I'm expecting a full reboot on Daredevil for D+. Disney wants to make sure they have 100% copyright, so no keeping any previous actors, etc. Not so. They really like Charlie. Yeah.
No, they owned it outright. Netflix just is a distributor.
Yeah. They'll keep playing it on Netflix because they put money into it. But Disney owns the copyrights on that outright. They weren't stupid on that one. And Charlie Cox, I'm thinking they really liked him, and they're gonna, if anybody's coming back, it's Charlie Cox and D'Onofrio that are going to be sucked into the new D+ streaming service.
The problem is now I think the biggest concern is it going to be PG-13?
Yeah, that's the other thing too. I'm kind of worried about that as well.
I'm very worried about that. They really need to do rated R stuff.
Yeah.
Do not go see Deadpool. Don't do it. You're encouraging. I mean, it's almost like it's. I think Tom said this for Midnight's Edge. It's like, and I didn't listen. We went and saw Venom, and we just guaranteed that Spider-Man is not coming to the MCU anytime soon. So, I mean, until Morbius comes out and that movie flames, then.
We said that about Venom too, about that flaming. Dude,
Morbius is gonna flame out.
I hope it does.
Apia Red got lucky with Venom's not a good movie. Okay, it's not a good movie. They got a talented actor and a talented director to do the impossible, and they must have paid them so much money to get something done in under a year. And I think a lot of people like myself were nice on it because Tom Hardy actually tried in that movie. He tried, but. Like, go back and rewatch it. It's fucking awful, but I liked it. So,
yeah.
Disney won't do rated R, and that sucks, says KSS. I agree.
Yeah, it's gonna be. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to do it. I'm sorry. Deadpool. There's no way you can do a PG-13 Deadpool. I know they're testing it. Coming up here.
Yeah,
but you're taking the rated R movie and you're just cutting it down for TV is all you're doing.
They have a TV show. Marvel now owns a TV show that could fix everything in the MCU and Netflix and everything, and they're going to get rid of it. And it's Legion. What Penn Farm Girl just said, Legion is art. Legion could fix anything. And a little side note, I can't pitch it tonight because my son made me I had to promise him I wouldn't. But my son and I were having a little fun today after school on the way home from school. He asked me to pitch How to Fix One More Day, which is a bad storyline that unfortunately Michael Straczynski wrote for Spider-Man, where it ended the Mary Jane and Spider-Man relationship through a deal with the devil, basically. And I pitched the story. By the time I got home, I was convinced it was good. He threw a bunch of ideas at me, and we actually, by the end of the ride, we had fixed the Marvel Universe completely. Got rid of everything bad. Every dumb idea can be fixed through our Fixing One More Day. And I promise next Friday, I gotta, he said, no, Dad, don't tell anybody. He's like being weird about it. I don't know why, but it's really cool. And it was a lot of his idea. He's kind of a genius with this shit. I think I made a little comic book writer.
See you, Tarka Jedi, by the way. Tarka Jedi has taken
good day, Tarka Jedi. Tarka Jedi's in Australia, by the way. You're not on the part that's burning right now. God, the west side of I think it's the west side of Australia, or the east side. I can't remember now. There's 500 miles burning, 500 square miles burning right now. You can see it from space and shit. It's crazy.
Well, that's like the Paradise Fire. That was about 400 square miles.
This thing's like it must be bigger than 500. It's like 3 times as big as the Paradise Fire. It's massive.
Jesus.
So we're thinking about you in Australia. They're actually flying firefighters from California over there.
Damn.
Yeah, the Paradise Fire was bad, folks. Okay.
Louis Finobi is asking, I missed Hugh Jackman's Thursday News, Wolvie or something else. He's going on tour on some musical, so if you want to see him, I guess he'll be coming to your town so you can listen to him sing on stage.
Oh, he'll be very popular here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not coming to Marvel. He's not gonna come.
No. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's Tarka Jedi says, when we catch fire, we go big like that super cow. Thank you for American Firefighter. You know what, Tarka Jedi? I'll take your super cow, and we've got a even bigger cow here, not that far away from me, actually, who's 6'5", not that wimpy 6 foot thing you guys have in Australia, and 3,500 pounds.
We cheated like hell and just filled it full of steroids and the poor cow's got a wiener about this big. Was it a cow or is it a bull? Is it a cow?
It's a steer. It's a steer. Yeah, he's huge.
But it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. But
the Super Cow, a new comic series.
It probably is.
It's going to turn into the man-eating cow. That's what it's going to turn into.
Yeah, you know who got that man-eating cow? Who got that man-eating cow? It was Brian Smart. He did.
Yeah, Mr. B Natural. That's a nice thing to say. Gary, copyright your Cyberman Christmas story is better than the last one. Doctor Who. What? Well, thanks. I don't know if that's saying much. No, but no, thanks. Yeah, I winged that one. But man, my son came up with a better story today. Oh, it's good. I would read the hell out of it. It fixes Nazi Cap. It fixes Captain Marvel. It fixes Miss Marvel. It fixes pretty much the last 5 years of Marvel. It's pretty genius. I love it.
And speaking of those Christmas episodes of Doctor Who, I came up with an idea. Was the Krampus?
Yeah, email me that. I'll because I'm gonna try to put visual aid to it. So. Yeah, we're gonna do Christmas episode pitches, and we're gonna make them regret the day they said we ran out of ideas. That is just something you don't say as a writer.
That's bullshit.
And you pack it in if you said that. Oh my God. Say hey, we all get writer's block or whatever, but yeah, there's certain things you just don't admit to out loud. Too bad I can't pitch it. I can't pitch it to Marvel. They don't take pitches. That's right. You're right, Tyon Ranger. And was it you who mentioned that they can't? DC and Marvel can't take pitches because of liability. It actually makes sense. I also think it's an excuse not to take pitches anymore. I think it was like lip service. A lot of it was.
Mike Sider says my girlfriend takes offense to man eating cow. I see what you did there.
I did. We will get Legion, Mary. I think they're actually filming it right now.
Yes. We're probably going to get one last season.
Yeah, we're getting one more season. They said 3-season arc, and it's going that way.
Yep. Hey, what do you know? It's the formula.
Hey, Englentine, thanks, man. I appreciate this. Congrats on 10,000, dude. You're close too.
Cool. Thank you very much,
Last time I
man.
checked, you were like 1 or 2 away.
Dude Bro says, hi there. Found you through Doctor Who topic. I like that your view very much is the same as mine, and many other people absolutely love how they ruin their own message by showing off.
Yeah, dude, bro. It's thanks for joining, and we're made to believe we're like this minority, but it is so not true, because it's not just us. It is there's a couple other channels that are, and we've been in contact with each other going, do you believe what's going on here? And yeah, I thought we were going to get destroyed when I said that stuff. I had you got 3 more. Oh, come on. I Love Comics needs 3 more to get to 10,000 people. Let's help out my buddy Englentine. Shit, I've got like 8 Gmail addresses. Hang on. I want you to naturally get there, man. Yeah, I thought I was going to get killed. I thought, but I had had enough. I just couldn't take it anymore. I couldn't shut up about it. And because I've actually been pissed off about it for like 2 years, but I'm sure you couldn't tell. Is there Expanse news? Ken Lynch. Well, I got to put the Expanse because part of one of the segments we're going to talk about is the channel, what we have to be grateful for on how the channel got here. Okay, so there's basically 3 shows that made, well, I'll say 3.5. That got the channel to where it is. It actually, the first one that gave us a big bump. The first was the Expanse. The Expanse was the first one to really get us consistent, like over 500 views and 3,000 views. That was our first 3,000 view show. But our first hit show was actually for hate watching was Star Trek Discovery. So we got to be grateful to Star Trek Discovery because that's what really started bumping us up, because we were the only ones doing live recaps aside from that, their own show that's on CBS All Access, and people were pissed and they wanted, like, that night they needed a place to go and vent, and we were open. We were the only place open. So they came in, and then there's the people who loved it, and they started arguing in our chat. It was kind of epic. It was kind of cool, but I wasn't ready for it. And then the Expanse came back, and we started covering the Expanse. Then, of course, it got, canceled. Wink, wink, canceled, and then moved to Amazon. And that was huge for us. I did a live stream at 11 o'clock at night. I was freaking upset. And then all of a sudden I woke up the next morning and we have like 10,000 views. I'm like, what the hell? And a bunch of new subscribers. And we're part of the whole Save the Expanse thing. We did our part. And a lot of you in the chat did too. You guys like went out on Twitter and just fucking worked your ass off. And of course we saved the show, and that helped a lot. And then of course this recent Doctor Who stuff has been crazy. But what I want to point out with the Expanse, and this isn't really much news, but this has been said before. The Expanse is a wonderfully diverse show with amazing female characters, male characters. There's all walks of life who work on it. It is Naren Shankar from Star Trek fame, and also from Farscape. That's right. He was an EP on Farscape. Runs the show. And quite frankly, he's one of the best showrunners on the planet. And I'm not kidding. The way the Expanse is run is such a tight ship, for lack of a better term. There's no drama at all. The actors aren't assholes on Twitter. They're fucking all fun, nice people. They're always fucking smiling. And every behind the scene thing, people are fucking have a shit-eating grin on their face. And it looks like that would be like one set I would want to visit and hang out, just to, because it looks so fucking cool. They're based on some great books. Now, okay, I will say the only people that are kind of salty on Twitter are actually James S.A. Corey. They can be pretty salty. So I actually I don't follow them. I mean, I follow them, but they're muted because like some of their stuff, I'm just like, you know what? I just want to like your books, so I'm gonna mute you, and we're good. I mean, they're free to say what they want. And that's cool, but nah. but you know, I'm like the Expanse Lives blog, which is I highly recommend. Okay, so there's Belinda on Twitter. So Belinda is our like Expanse, like she gives me news and stuff. Most of the stuff, I mean, I can't really talk about. And then like she gives us stuff, and she's like really on top of it. She's super nice, and we love her. And she runs a private Facebook group. And there's also the Everything Expanse Facebook group. I highly recommend you join. If you're an Expanse fan, you need to be a part of this group because it's a really good community. I'm not there enough as much as I should be, but there's some really nice people over there, and it's really fun and cool. And then there's this Expanse Lives blog. So if you want news from the Expanse, this is where I go. And they like, there's usually not much. They've been very quiet about casting. They have been filming, you know, of course they normally they don't film the Expanse outside very much, folks, but they've been doing that this year, which is exciting because they're going to be on a planet. Cass Anvar interviews Jeff Bezos as season 3 briefly shows up on Amazon Prime Video. Also a new, what do you mean briefly showed up? Let's read that. Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to say thank you to Jesse Saceda Jr. for the $10 super chat. Found the channel when Expanse hit the fan. Immediately impressed by the crew's knowledge and banter. Surprised you weren't already at 10K. Long time coming. Cheers.
Thank you. And we got so many people from the Expanse. And what's up, Beltalada? I can't wait for the show to come back. I am doing, you need to join me, man. I'm doing Expanse commentaries for the Patreon. I think it would actually be way better if you were there with me.
All right.
And I just watch and we just babble over the episode, and then you can actually, well, I'll say it here. I don't give a shit. I hide it on the website so they can watch it. So you can actually watch it. But you can't download it or anything. And it's a copy that I own. So here it says, this week, many of you may have noticed that season 3 of The Expanse showed up on Amazon Prime Video in the United States, despite previous reports that it would not be available on the 15th, would instead be released this winter. However, it was removed less than a day after. We'll keep you posted. Oh, so it blipped on there. There must be some rights issue with Sci-Fi going on. Last week, we shared a short clip of Cass Anvar, who plays Alex Kamal. Cass Anvar, by the way, I still think he would make a great doctor. I think we should go out of the box with the doctor. Yes, we should go Canadian. We should go Canadian. Interview with Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, this week on YouTube. User Excel, what is this? Ariel uploaded a video of a full interview. Okay, so there's an interview up there with Cass Anvar and Jeff Bezos, the owner of basically the planet Earth. At the end of the interview, what does it say? Anvar presents Bezos with an original hat worn by Thomas Jane. Couldn't he just,
He's got enough money. He could buy it.
Yeah. Give it to a fan. Give that hat to the person who fucking flew the plane.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cass Anvar. I think that hat should go to the person who put together the plane flying over Amazon. Maybe that's what you should do, Jeff Bezos, not to should you, but, or auction that money off for charity or something.
Yeah.
I'd pay a lot for that hat. I would. I'd sell a valuable comic book for that hat. But that's the Expanse is love, basically. The Expanse is everything you like in a show, because it is diverse and it doesn't say anything about it. They found the best actors for the job. The actors just happen to be the characters happen to be written that way, and that's just how things turned out. And that's why it's good. It doesn't concern itself with trivial matters and identity politics, because it's too busy making good television to worry about that shit.
A couple people from the chat. Sculpted leather art by Viking Bitch.
We got a super chat real quick. Oh, did you read that? You read that one already?
I read that one. The $10. Yeah.
Thanks, Jesse.
Art by Viking Bitch says the tick reviews are what brought me here. Love the weird shows. Thank you very much. And
I love that. Like that makes the tick work. I mean, the tick was fun anyway. We did it out of love. Not many people watched our tick reviews. I think it'll be different this time around, but
I kicked myself. I could have asked Ben Edlin, all these questions. I should have asked him, and I was thinking about it today, I should have asked him, is the tick actually a manifestation of Arthur's imagination? That's what I should have fucking asked him.
Or you should have asked him if he'd watched any reviews on the Nerdrotic channel.
I could have done that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have said, no, you're not coming up here. Mike Sider says, came for the Westworld, stayed for the dick.
Well, you got lots of it, buddy. There's lots
Yeah.
of dick hair, I tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, I Love Comics just went up. I Love Comics just went up 13 subs. There you go.
Yep.
Hey.
Pushed over the 10,000
Pushed
mark.
over the 10 part. Anglantine. You're there, buddy.
You know, Lee Mac Ajax says, I heard Jordan Peele is planning a Gargoyles live action movie. He's starting to become like Guillermo del Toro, where he's being rumored for everything. You know, he's planning this movie, he's planning that movie. It's like, no, I think he's working right now on just 3 things at the moment. He's working on the Twilight Zone. He's working on, and then there's 2 movies that he's also working on as well. And I think that's it.
It's so, I mean, listen, Jordan Peele's talented, I think.
Yeah, he's very talented.
I love the fact that he's getting work. You just know at home, he's like, motherfucker, they keep throwing stuff at me. It's like, hell yeah. And I would just say yeah, too. I would say yes to absolutely fucking everything till they stop offering me stuff.
Throwing stuff, exactly.
Because you gotta know that you have like this is your window, Jordan Peele. This is your window, and you're not going to get another one. But remaking the Twilight Zone, I will turn on him quickly if he remaking classic Twilight Zone episodes is bad, if not worse, than Star Trek Discovery. I Love Comics. Thanks for the shout. You're welcome, dude. It's the least I could do. You shouted us out so many fucking times. That's part of the reason we're here, dude, because of you, man. Thank you.
Cases, never tell if the tick is a manifestation or of imagination. That remain unclear. We know that he's real. What I meant is Arthur has a power that made the tick real, that he needed a superhero to become a superhero or a sidekick. And so he manifested the tick. He made him into being, since the tick does not know who he is before he met Arthur. All he knew is that he met Arthur, and that's it.
Yep. Each incarnation of the tick has a different twist.
Yeah.
So, the tick is the only thing that is not only good, it's great in all of its incarnations, and everything, the comic book, the cartoon, both TV shows are all excellent. I can't recommend them enough. I own them all. The comic books are so fucking funny.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Edlund is actually a really good artist, by the way.
And very nice guy, like one of the nicest people you're ever going to meet.
Oh, and another great showrunner, another guy who can go run any show. He could you want to turn around Star Wars, you get Ben Edlund. You want to turn around Star Trek, you get Ben Edlund. What are some of the best Buffy and Angel episodes? Ben Edlund. What are the the best Supernatural season? Ben Edlund. So
yeah, he's awesome. And I love that he worked a tick reference into Angel. The Thrakazog, at the beginning.
Yes.
That's the beginning of Smile Time. He comes back after fighting the Thrakazog.
Smile Time, guys. Wait, they're my angel puppets right there.
That's it. Yeah. Which is one of the best fucking episodes of Angel. And again, why is that? It's because it's written by Ben Edlund.
When the werewolf attacks Puppet Angel, I laughed my ass off for a very long time. It was funny. And you heard David Boreanaz going, as a puppet. It's pretty funny. Official Dougie J, my good friend, my old friend, who we were like little nerds together. Actually, I don't think I'd like Star Trek if it wasn't for Doug. Like Doug, because all Doug wanted to do was fucking watch Star Trek, so I had really no choice. And Doug is a fucking nerd, like straight up. Real deal, buddy. How
about we get to some news? Speaking of Netflix that we were talking about a while there, what's hitting December 6th on Netflix? Season 1 of Happy.
Oh, just in time for the holidays. You want to make a friend over Christmas, you have them watch Happy. Happy is a great comic book series from Image Comics, illustrated by the great Derek Robertson, who we just did an interview with, who is on this channel. You can go check it out. He drew the Transmetropolitan, co-created Transmetropolitan, Happy, The Boys, drew some great Wolverine run with Greg Rucka. He drew New Warriors, a great New Warriors run. He worked on the Clone Saga, the original Clone Saga, which my son was very impressed with. That was the one thing Logan was impressed with, that he worked on the Clone Saga. Yeah, and created, of course, Space Beaver. So, and Nightman, co-creator of Nightman. So, yeah, check it out. Happy. The show is as good, if not better, than the comic. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Christopher Maloney plays the lead character. We also have Patton Oswalt, who plays Happy, voices Happy. And we also have a couple of friends that we interviewed for this show. Catherine Lafrere, who is one of the vixens of crap. Now I'm blanking on it. Essex County. That's right.
The Sirens of Sussex.
Sirens
of Sussex County or something like that. She
Yeah.
plays. It's like a Jersey housewife, and they all
Vamp it
chill
up.
and stuff.
And it's fucking funny.
And she's the one who was naked in it. Yeah, she was pretty funny. She is awesome. She is a great person, by the way.
Yeah, I follow her on Facebook. We chat every now and then too. It's post on each other's. She's awesome.
She's really we're gonna have her back on. She's fun, and it's super nice. And she found us because we were covering the show, and she just found us on Twitter.
Exactly. And Joseph, who plays a Very Bad Santa, is one of the nicest guys. We actually bumped into him at Comic-Con after we interviewed him, and he kind of looked frightened at first when we were calling him, and we reminded him that we interviewed him. He's like, oh yeah, we talked to him for like a good 10-15 minutes, and dude really wants a Funko Pop of Very Bad Santa made out of him, and we're trying to get that happen. Hopefully we can.
And while Very Bad Santa will not be in season 2, season 3 is not ruled out, folks.
Exactly.
Not ruled out. I can't wait for season 3. Movie Fenobi, thank you for the super chat, man. Send Susan love, meds, and Bruce Campbell in a lab coat and nothing else.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about that.
So why Susan is really out is she has pneumonia.
Yeah.
So she's laid up with pneumonia, and that's why she's not on tonight. I know we keep joking about what she's been doing and all that stuff, but yeah, she has pneumonia. So we wish her to get better, and she's at home. So hashtag save Susan.
Is Kara G returning for the whole Expanse season 4? Asks Operation Sky Pebbles. Yes, they actually wrote in her character, because that character Drummer is not in that book, so they wrote her in. They added a lot to this book, which is going to be interesting, and I think she's taking the place of another character. That's my theory, but it's season 5. I don't think she's going to be in, or very limited. She's I don't know what they're going to do. Fred Johnson's committed. The guy who plays Fred Johnson's committed to the Orville, so we might get him for an episode or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of sucks, but Kara G just signed for a show on ABC or something like that. So, but the thing is, it's a short season, so she can do both probably.
Matthew Davis says, "Is that pneumonia? Pneumonia?
It's pneumonia.
No.
Pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
No means pneumonia.
Exactly. Sculpted Leather Art by Viking Bitch says, all of you watching now, please go watch the Derek Robertson interview. Great guy, talented artist. Yeah, we on Sunday, we actually Sunday, we interviewed Derek Robertson, and great interview, by the way. It's only a half an hour long, and he answered some stuff about the boys.
Yeah,
and what he's working on. What he can
tell us. I told yeah, I can't wait to tell you all the other stuff, which is jaw dropping. So, but he's got a comic coming out in January called Oliver that's written by Gary Whitta, who wrote Rogue One.
Yeah, exactly.
And I went to Gary Whitta's house. He lives not far from me, and filmed them conceiving the whole Oliver comic, and this was in 2010. So I have 3 hours of footage of them making up this comic. So I'm going to put something together for it. And I have Derek, drawing the first sketch of Oliver, and it's some of his best work. It's Oliver Twist in modern times. and it's gonna be cool.
Steampunkish.
It's steampunk ish, kind of. Yeah. Oliver Twist, and it's actually a story that's been 10 years in the making, but it's coming to Image Comics. Can't wait.
Okay, I just have to ask. Mike Cedar says Wayne Brady makes Malcolm X look like Brian Gumbel.
Okay.
I just came across it as I was scrolling. I'm
That's
like,
funny.
oh, that's pretty fucking funny. Yeah.
I'm spending money to send an FU to Netflix for Daredevil. Congrats on 10K. Mark C, I will pass it on for you. Netflix, fuck you from Mark. From
Exactly.
Mark C. There
Fuck you, Netflix.
Fuck you, Netflix. But honestly, I understand why you did it.
Oh, that's right. Mike Cedar was from Dave Chappelle. That's right. That's right.
Hope Susan feels better and you guys are doing well. Blue Cat 42, $3 super chat. We are doing great. Susan is not, and I'm kind of worried because pneumonia is no joke. And Mark C, thank you, man. You do not have to pay me $5 to pass on a fuck you to anything. I'll do it for free. I love saying the word fuck.
Why the fuck not?
Dave Chappelle, Dennis. Yeah.
I forgot. It's been a while since
Does he still do impromptu shows here? He used to all the time.
Yeah, he does. He still does a lot of them. Yeah. Wayne Brady, dude, I swear. And when he was on Dave Chappelle show, it made me laugh. You know, I'm Wayne Brady, bitch. He's shooting in the leg. Oh, it's pretty funny. Man, there's some other stuff I can't say because it's just wrong. Okay. Matt Guy, $3 a month more to give us less in Canada. Fuck that. Exactly. And what else do we have here?
Midnight's Edge is reporting. This is just off the wires here from Midnight's Edge. Vincent D'Onofrio teases Kingpin's return in response to Daredevil's cancellation. There you go. Yeah, he's not going anywhere. He even said in a tweet a while back
he could find his way over into Spider-Man.
Yeah, no. He also said when somebody asked him directly if Daredevil's getting canceled, he's like, no chance. He said, don't worry, or something like that. So, yeah. Thanks, Rolo Cat. We made it to 10,000, dude. Fuck. And I'm shocked a little bit. Okay, I was not expecting it today. I was like, oh, maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll get it, but then Movie Finobi messaged me and he's like, you're at 99.61, and then I was just looking at it all day. I was refreshing my phone obsessively, and then we lost 18 subs, and I was like, what the fucking YouTube? You should have heard. I was pissed.
I think I heard you. I was at work at the time, but I think I did.
I thought Gary Busey was going to be in the Mandalorian.
No.
That'd be funny.
We might as well just say it now since people are talking about that. It's Nick Nolte has been cast in The Mandalorian.
What?
Yeah.
I can't do my Nick Nolte impression anymore. Oh my God. What?
Yeah, Nick Nolte is, we don't know what the role is, but he has been cast in The Mandalorian. Yeah. Yeah. I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen.
No, he does not belong in a Star Wars anything. Are you fucking kidding me? Maybe Nick Nolte from the 70s.
He's going to do it. Yeah. It's, I keep looking at the list of directors, and I'm really interested to see how this is going to go. I mean, because Dave Filoni is directing the first episode, which is going to be awesome. And Watiti is directing one of the episodes. Bryce Dallas Howard is directing the episode. I don't know how she got in there, and there's a couple other really good directors that are in there.
It's Star Wars. I could care less. It takes place in the Force Awakens, or between Force Awakens and Last Jedi. And
no, it takes place right after Return of the Jedi.
Okay, so I just said, it takes place between Return of the Jedi and the Force Awakens. So that's between it, right? Because
you said Last Jedi and
well, I meant to say Return of the Jedi. It's going backwards again. It's still prequel-ish. It's not going forward. It's not going past this miserable trilogy we just came out with. and a bunch of Boba Fett's running around. I don't know how interesting that can be. I'm sorry, I hate to sound like Debbie Downer on this, but like they need to go away from the current
Skywalker
trilogy. They need to move forward, just like fucking Star Trek does. They need to move forward. Stop with these goddamn prequels. I don't care, because prequels, you know the ending, so there's a time clock on it. You know where it works up to, and what it's going to work up to is the Force Awakens. And if this is good, well, then it's just the one good thing and surrounded by a bunch of poop. So, yeah, honestly, there's a bunch of talented people involved in it, but it's Disney ultimately with a product that we're not going to get anything groundbreaking, folks. We're not.
Wow. Thank you, Artemis Over Easy, for the $50 super chat. Sub for Legion, stayed for Westworld, and found the Expanse counterpart Orville, Altered Carbon, and of course the Nerdrotic Nooner and the amazing chat. Thanks for continued great content, Gary Dennis, and hashtag Save Susan. Just plain awesome. Thank you, Artemis Over Easy. Holy crap. That's a lot of money.
Thanks, Artemis Over Easy. That is a lot of money. That's way too much, especially when you're a patron. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's a curmudgeonly response by, well, it's based on something. Curmudgeonly would be like, I just hate Star Wars because I hate Star Wars. It's like Rogue One has been the only good thing we've gotten, in my opinion. Dennis, would you disagree with that?
I liked Rebels myself. Star Wars Rebels.
It's a cartoon. Okay, so like Rebels was good. Yes, Rebels was good.
Because it went away from that whole shit show. I mean, sure, it kind of brought it in a little bit more with Vader, but it brought in Ahsoka, man. And that's what I was like, fuck yeah. And I was really down on Ahsoka when I first met her.
Solo was not good, Nigel Ross Savage. It was opposite of good. It wasn't even close to being a good movie. I mean, I give my hats off to Ron Howard for making a movie that was 2 hours long that used film and had people acting in it, but I would not call it art or cohesive storytelling. And that 16-year-old girl who showed up at the end was the dumbest thing that ever happened in Star Wars, and that's counting The Last Jedi.
Thank you, Mark C, for the $5 super chat. How sad that our three favorite long-standing sci-fi franchises have become Star Wars, STD, and Doctor Who Cares.
Star Wars is my new favorite. Doctor Who, yeah, it's what happens when the things get too big. They get too big to succeed because you can't take chances anymore because so many cooks are in the kitchen and marketing departments, and nothing creative can happen when things get that big.
Yeah, you can't rubber stamp shit anymore. I'm sorry, you just really can't rubber stamp shit. That was a 90s mentality.
Well, there wasn't any competition either.
Yeah, there wasn't any competition in the 90s. And so you just fucking rubber stamping this shit going, oh yeah, we can print money off of this. Hello, episode 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, it just doesn't work anymore, man. You need to have content now. You need to actually, produce shit.
Star Wars needs to go a long way to get back the excellence that brand once had. And I don't know if it could ever it might be able to get back to being pretty good, but Disney didn't pay billions of dollars for pretty good. And I said before, they didn't, BBC didn't change the doctor to a female doctor to get pretty good. Pretty good doesn't fucking cut it. Not when you have Legion and The Expanse and Counterpart and Venture Brothers and Castlevania and Altered Carbon and just like so many other things I could go to that I would much rather rewatch. Altered Carbon,
man. I mean, come on, there's so much stuff out there now. Yeah, it boggles the mind when you can actually. There should be no buyer's remorse at this point, because there's so much stuff that if you watch the first 5 minutes of something and you don't like it, manifest, you can turn it off and go to something else that's way better, because you have 75 different fucking things to choose from at any given moment in time now.
Yeah.
Never used to have that before.
No.
Never.
No, that's why you can't like roll out a superhero show like Cloak and Dagger or The Gifted and then even compare it to like Titans is way better than those shows. Way better. And I'm not even fully sold on that show yet. But Robot, what's up? Rob Shlomo, how's it going, man? Welcome from Midnight's Edge, the great Midnight's Edge. And Narark, what do you think of the real action going into the Spider-Verse when critics gush like they have been, it cannot be a good sign. No, that's my first reaction is yours. When I see critics go all 100% in on something, that is a red flag. And I got to recommend, you might not agree with the man's politics or anything, but the Quartering did a video today on Metacritic, which I'm going to do a video on because I've been doing some research on, because we cover a lot of TV here, and how much power Metacritic has, which I did not know. And it was another YouTuber. I'm sorry, I'm not. I think it's Outlander or something like that. I don't know what the guy's name, but he was doing a video off another video. But that's how these things go. But Metacritic has like this insane power in the games industry anyway. And that's basically what they're making games for now. Is they're making games for getting a write up or Metacritic, and they just completely. That's what's leading to what's going on right now. And it is money driven, but the powers that be are reading the tea leaves wrong. They don't understand what's going on. And Dennis and I have talked about this for a long time now. The trend scouting in Hollywood and entertainment has gone to shit. They don't, it's turned into too much of an echo chamber.
And again, because it's at that time, it's a lot of butt chugging. That's the reason why.
Yeah. That's exactly, that's so much ass kissing going on and not enough ass kicking actually. That's why people are coming to YouTube and watching Midnight's Edge and Doomcock and, Nerdrotic channel and stuff, and the Quartering, because they're fucking sick of going to IGN or going to Rotten Tomatoes and saying, oh my God, Spider-Verse. And it could be, it looks pretty good. Spider-Man is still Peter Parker. Sorry. But, I think Miles Morales would make a great sidekick to Peter to maybe become Spider-Man someday. I think there's a very good story in that if they wanted to do that. But yeah, that really sends up the whole red flag, especially a movie from Amy Pascal and Avi Arad. I'm sorry. And if this movie does well, it is, man, you want to talk about trouble for the MCU. It is trouble.
Well, funny you should mention that, because Sony already has in the works a spin-off of this movie that's going to be an all-female version of Into the Spider-Verse.
So remember when Sony announced like five? Sony's been trying to get a Spider-Man universe off forever now.
Yeah.
But I am fully confident that as long as Amy Pascal and Avi Arad are in charge, they're going to fuck it up hard. And believe me, within 2 years, Sony will need to sell. I know it sounds crazy now, but did you thanks to the great Midnight's Edge, you read some of those emails, right? People, go out and find them and read the emails from Amy Pascal and just look at how she talks about one of our former presidents. Look at how she talks about Avi Arad.
Yeah.
She says some horrible things about that guy.
But she works with them.
And he's a prickly, like, he got all upset because somebody got top billing over him, which I know is a big deal in Hollywood. But when you see like a 60-year-old guy going, why did that guy get mentioned first over me? It's like, oh boy. Hey, Artemis over easy. I got to say again, hail to you, sir, for being with us for so long. I just saw Ed Brewer. And Ed Brewer, I met in Englantine's chat, right? That's where we met. And we just, started, Man of Action was in there, and Ed Brewer. We're talking some comics. Englantine had some good live streams, man. He still does. I Robot Rob Shlomo. It's a red flag. Long story short.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're most of those people are in positions after those emails either. It really kind of boggles the mind that, you can say all this kind of vitriolic shit that they put in writing to people, and that the people that didn't receive the emails in the first place went, whoa, time out there, Chief.
I don't think it's a bad idea to maybe give a little reminder, like what some of these emails said. I think, that was a while ago now.
Yeah.
I think if you do a refresher course on the emails, I think that'd be a really good idea, especially a certain person in charge of what Amy Pascal said about our president. How does she even have a job? If that I mean, like James Gunn got fired, and honestly, I mean that shit was terrible. Shit was terrible, but it was all like a joke, and there's been no evidence or anything that he's like really into that stuff. So I don't want to get into it. I just don't. He got fired. Whatever. Yes, Disney should have fucking fired his ass. I would have. And it sucks because he was a talented director. But what she said, there's no way she should be gone. She should be gone. We should never be seeing her again. She should be ghosted from Hollywood.
Yeah.
So tell me how that works.
I want to say thank you to the DJ show for the $2. Congratulations, nerds. You are great and fun. Thank you.
Thanks. Now, I say she should be gone based on what has happened to other people before. I actually don't think people should get fired over that shit personally, except for James Gunn. James Gunn, like I had a policy at my comic store. Once you started at my comic store, the politics had to stop, even on your personal stuff. And if you couldn't agree to that, then you couldn't work with me. And it was simple. It was because like you are associated with my brand now, even when you're at home on your own Facebook. So you can't do that anymore. And like, if you need to get it out of your system, go make an anonymous Twitter account or something like that, and then do all your political spurging on that. But don't do anything under your real name that is associated to my store, or we can't do it because like political free is political free, period. And I think that's what every business should do. They'd be idiots not to do that. And yes, that's not taking away anybody's rights, because you're not forced to work at a business, and they have every right to do that. But yeah, I don't think, do I think Roseanne should have got fired? I think she should have been disciplined, but I don't think she should have been fired. And I don't think James Gunn, they had the right to fire him. Maybe he should have been disciplined. I think I like consistency. That's what I like. So if you're going to fire, Roseanne, that's why Disney did it. They had to fire James Gunn because they fired Roseanne. I think they tried to find every way around it. And Kevin Feige apparently in the background was working like his ass off to get James Gunn back, but couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Cases. Basically, if you sign a contract with a company, especially when you're that visible in the media, at that point, you should just hand over your account to a handler, and they're the ones that do your tweets for you.
Yeah. I think that's what a lot of people do, actually.
I honestly don't understand in this day and age. It was like Lindsay Lohan. Remember Lindsay Lohan? I know a lot of you don't remember. She was getting into traffic accidents left and right because she was drunk most of the time that she was driving. You have fucking a lot of money. Hire a goddamn driver.
Yep. Yeah.
That way you can drink all you want, and you don't have to worry about bumping into other people's cars.
And killing people.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the DJ D show. What is up? Congratulations, nerds. You are great and fun. Did you already read that? Well, I'm going to read it again. I just noticed he was here. What's up, DJ D show? He's also a patron. Thanks, man.
Yes. Yeah. Man of Action. He get fired from Suicide Squad?
No. He got fired from Disney. We were talking about the old news. No, he's not good. He's going to get that director's job. I think he already has it.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. And he's writing the script. Yeah. He's writing the script right now. So I mean, it's going to be a done deal fairly soon. And DC will be making movies again that are going to be good.
Yeah, as far as Sony is concerned, though, I'm going to stick to my guns on this one. The Morbius movie will be a giant. They're not going to get this stuff out. Like Spider-Verse is going to be a hit, guys. And that's actually really bad news for the MCU, but it's going to be a giant hit.
Mark Lurseth says, "Did you see Murphy Brown got canceled for being too political? I thought it just got fired, canceled for just being a piece of crap because it was too old and no one really
did it really get canceled for being too political? How political did they get?
Who knows?
They probably got pretty political.
They probably didn't. No one probably watched it. I think it was on CBS All Access, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So no one watched it.
What are those numbers CBS All Access is getting?
I don't know. It's mostly for Big Brother, isn't it? I think Big Brother is the only thing that's actually trending for them.
Yeah. No, that gets people watch that shit.
Yeah. I still didn't even know that show was on.
Oh my God. Well, our friend Rob has a podcast, dude. That guy makes bank on his On his podcast, he's making like 30 grand a month.
Jesus.
A month talking about reality television. Yeah, I'm sorry. Is this a bad country? Somebody said these are very hard socioeconomic times. Not for Rob. It's not tracking too high. 35 to 45 million is not a very good opening for a big animated film, let alone Spider-Man. Oh, really? Okay. That's interesting. Maybe I misread the tea leaves on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because I know some people are not digging the animation. I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? What do you think of the animation?
I wasn't digging the animation, tell you the truth, when I was looking at it. And then I saw that little bit at the end of Venom, and then I was sold on it.
Yeah, I kind of liked it too. Yes, us old guys are prickly, CD horde. That is true. But with Star Wars, it's something that I've been saying here for a long time. Is like, you guys don't go back. Don't buy this Mandalorian stuff, because you know what? If you go to the Mandalorian, you go, but it's Jon Favreau, and it looks good, but then you're just going to reinforce The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and you need to stop with everything for a while until they like really course correct. Like everything. Yes, they're going to do it in increments. So you'll still buy the other stuff. But trust me, if you do, you think The Mandalorians is the course correction. It's not. You're going to go back to that, and they're going to go, oh, they love us again. And they're going to start giving you more crap like The Last Jedi. Trust me. That isn't the course correction.
Mike Cedar says, "You kids, get off my Death Star."
So yes, as I was saying, we gave Star Wars a good long chance. It hasn't been good for decades, guys, in my opinion. Yeah. I know there's a lot of prequel love lately, and the prequels were good to people who were really, really young. Yeah. So like if you watched it when you were like 5, 6, 7, I can understand why you have like a hard on for the prequels. It's the same way like people a little younger me love the Goonies. Goonies is a terrible fucking movie. It is a movie. But I saw it when I was a teenager. I didn't see it when I was a little kid. If I saw it as a little kid, I'd have loved it. So a lot of people saw the prequels as little kids, and they related to their childhood. That I get 100%. But they're not good. They're not good. Yeah, George Lucas coming back to direct Obi-Wan. He'd be the worst person to direct an Obi-Wan movie. Period. I would pick him and Rian Johnson are the two people I would not want directing Star Wars movies ever.
Come on, it'll be a good idea.
No, there are some good people. You know what? I think Lord and Miller would have actually made a good movie. I think they would have made a good Star Wars movie.
They would have made an awesome. I wanted to see what they would have done. I want to see their script, to tell you the truth, for Solo, of what they had going on.
I think Jon Favreau will be good, but Dan and Dave from Game of Thrones, don't have high hopes for them. Trust me. Wolverine Origins, Deadpool with his mouth sewn shut. That was them. Yeah. So, I hate to sadly, but it's like, I'm just done with Star Wars. There's nothing they can do to bring my interest back unless they erase The Last Jedi from history, and then we can talk. I don't want to go back to a world where, they took one of the greatest heroes of all time and just flushed him down a toilet. No, thanks. I'm not giving them any more money. Ever.
Yeah, Davis 404, the original trilogy is loved the same way. They were not the best movies, but remember them with younger eyes. But it was the first time anything like that had ever been seen. It gets a different... It has a different pass, because yes, they weren't the best movies ever, but
the original trilogy
before. Yeah, the original trilogy.
Star Wars is one of the greatest movies of all time. It is on AFI's top 100. It is an American classic. It is The Wizard of Oz. It is in the top 10 greatest movies ever made. Period. End of story. But it's also hard to explain to somebody who wasn't there. Like if you were there, and a lot of us were in the 70s, that's the closest I would think to know what it was like to be around the Beatles. It was crazy. And it also, I can't even I can't explain to you how different it was. All I can say is you go and look at a movie like Logan's Run, came out a couple years before Star Wars, and you look at a movie like Flash Gordon, which came out a couple of years after Star Wars, and you'll see how different Star Wars was. Nobody'd seen anything like it. People were just like in awe when they walked out. Like, I didn't know they could do that with movies. It changed everything. It changed cinema. The reason we have what we have today is because of Star Wars. And I know it's been said a million times, but it's hard to convey like how different it was and how alien it was. It was nuts. They could never recapture that, but it was, you can't compare the prequels to the original trilogy. The Return of the Jedi is half a sucky movie. I will give you that. It is not, half of it's not good.
Exactly. Half of it is sucky. Thank you, by the way, Sculpted Leather Art by Viking Bitch for the $5. Congrats. Love you guys. Good night. Best chat ever.
Good night, Viking Bitch. Thank you. Thanks for staying up so late.
And I'm going to agree with Gary on that. If you actually want to see or get as close as you can to what Star Wars was like, there's a show, an old show called That 70s Show that did an episode on Star Wars of these kids going out to Kenosha, excuse me, which was the big town in Wisconsin up there at the time where they were living at, to go and see Star Wars and what it was like for them. And that is about as close as I've seen to people, what that experience was like. For me, and even because Red, his dad, at one point goes to see it, and he's like, "What the hell is this shit?" And he's sitting there, and then the opening sequence when the big ship goes whoosh, and flies over, and he goes, "Whoa, that's cool."
Yeah.
It captured everybody's imagination.
When the Star Destroyer goes over the opening scene, you're like, "What the fuck? This ship goes forever." What?
Yeah.
And 2001 was the closest thing you'd seen to that.
Exactly.
Tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a little story, and this will explain why you will never have great movies like Star Wars ever again. They need to do some reshoots for the Jawa stuff. They couldn't go back to Tunisia, but they need to do a little pickup. So what they did was they went to Yermo, a little desert town in Southern California. I've been to Yermo many times, driven through it on the way up to you go through the Southern Sierras. You go up through Yermo, and it gets up to Bakersfield and stuff, to Kern Valley, whatever. There we went to Yermo. Whoops. And they needed some Jawas. So they went to a little elementary school. While they were in school, they went up to the school and they went, "Hey, we need to borrow some of your kids for the day. We'll pay for it. We'll give them some lunch." They gave them like $100 or something like that. And they pulled some of the kids out of a class, some elementary. They put Jawa costumes on in 100-degree heat. Did some pickup scenes for the Jawas. So we know this story because one of Melissa's clients was one of these Jawas. She's now in her 40s, of course, and 50s, now 40s or 50s. And she told the story, and she actually does con circuits now because she was a Jawa. And yeah, there was no supervisor. There was no George Lucas. It was just a couple guys with a camera that needed a desert background and a couple of Jawas walking. So they got a couple of kids, put costumes on kids in 100-degree heat and did that pickup shot, and it was all handled. And then of course they were nice enough to have a talk with the kids. They said, "Hey, sometimes we shoot stuff and it doesn't end up in the movie. So we don't want you to get your hopes up that you'll be in the movie." So I thought it was really nice that they told them that, like, "Hey, sometimes we put the stuff together, but it's not going to make it. So if it doesn't make it, don't get your heart broken." So they set the kids up, and they had no idea that they were going to be in the biggest movie pretty much of all time, which is a cool story. But you can never, ever do that. If you have a kid on set, there has to be a tutor. There has to be a doctor. It can only be like 3 hours a day. I mean, the restrictions are insane. I mean, it's good. It's for their safety, because honestly, I would never let my kid anywhere near Hollywood.
Place.
Yeah. But that story it's a cool little story. I
want to say thank you to Mark C for the $5. Star Wars needs Dave Filoni. He's really the only one qualified to run Lucasfilm Story Group. # in Filoni we trust.
Yes. I think Filoni I think he needs to get a little experience, work his way up, but as far as like running Star Wars, that's your man. Everybody knows. It's just a matter of time, folks. He'll be running it unless they piss him off. But we need to get Abrams and Bad Robot out of Hollywood. I'd like to get him out of Star Trek and Star Wars, but I rewatched Midnight's Edge video this morning at the gym, talking about just the whole Bad Robot. Oh, you guys were talking about Star Trek the movies and Star Trek 4 and how that one's kind of screwed up now, and they tried to have everything together to get more people investing in it, and they wouldn't invest in it because and that's when they lost Hemsworth. And check out the video; it's a great video. But it really shows you like the high, I don't know, the octopus, the whatever the Cthulhu that Bad Robot is. Their tentacles are everywhere in so many things, and they snuck their way, or maybe not, into Star Trek. When CBS wanted to make their own thing, and somehow they got in there through Kurtzman, and J.J. Abrams is like making this little empire, and he's like pulling off what Spielberg could not, and it's kind of amazing to see because the guy is not that talented. He really isn't.
I'm sorry, he sucks. He's Spielberg light.
It's snake oil. It's snake oil, like the magic box thing, and God.
Yeah, the mystery box. Yeah. Fuck the mystery box. I'm sorry, but that shit just needs to go away. It really needs to go away. It's horrible, and it was done before it even started. Honestly, I hate mystery box stuff, as Gary well knows. Yeah,
Midnight's Edge After Dark says that damn contract is the linchpin to everything. It is, and and now he's waiting for that big payday, right, Tom? Because he knows he can't get it after the episode 9 comes out. So he's trying to get, it's like an athlete trying to get a big deal before he gets too old for the sport. That's what J.J. Abrams is doing. He's trying to get his own production company, like getting it bigger. It's already big, but he wants to run like pretty much genre. He wants to have a monopoly on genre. That cannot happen.
Yeah. Contract.
Yeah.
Daniel. Oh man, a little more news.
A
little more news. So there's this little company called Rebellion, and they own a company that called 2000 AD. They have comic books like Judge Dredd and Dragon's Claw and Rogue Trooper, things like that. Well, they just opened up $100 million studio to develop movie and TV projects of their own, kind of like Marvel did.
And they have, all you kids in the UK know that, honestly, it doesn't get played up enough here. Like hardcore comic book fans are aware of 2000 AD. They don't, I don't think a lot of comic fans understand their impact on the industry. And quite frankly, it's some of the best shit ever made, period.
It's Star Wars. Again.
They make these cheap, they're basically like essentials. They're really thick books of Rogue Trooper and Judge Dredd. They're really cheap. Go buy them. You will not regret it. You will just go, where the fuck was this all my life? If you're a comic book fan and you haven't read Judge Dredd or Rogue Trooper, like, do it.
Yeah.
You will thank me.
Strontium Dogs, exactly. Polysimian. Yeah.
And it's really affordable. It's really, really cheap, and they're well made, and it's good shit.
Yeah. And it's plentiful too. I mean, we're talking decades worth of stuff. So there you go. I mean,
and they make it easy to collect though. So the books aren't that expensive, but there is a fucking shit ton of them.
Yeah.
Start small, but like I'd spend the next 10 years reading 2000 AD. And that's why you don't have to worry about having good new comics. Just go read, just take up a 2000 AD habit. That'll take up your time.
It will. So they're going to start making their own TV shows and their own movies. They're going to start producing them, and hopefully they get the same success that Marvel did.
Well, I think with them and Millar at Netflix, I think we're going to see some competition to Marvel now. Is it really going to dent them? No, but honestly, I'm more excited for Millar's projects on Netflix, as long as they don't end up being, I don't know. There's something about Netflix that does worry me a little bit. They are a little too political with some of their stuff, and Amazon is not. So we'll see. Rogue Trooper is awesome. Robo Shlomo. I had actually had not read Rogue Trooper at all. I'd heard of him and stuff until recently. And Dennis and I went to the 2008 D booth, which was fucking empty at the time, which really pissed me off. Simon Bisley was there. And he had a decent line, but it wasn't huge. It should have been like around the damn con.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. We walked up because he was signing. We didn't know he was signing, and we just wanted to take a look at the books. And people were like, the line's over here. I'm like, yeah, we just wanted to see the books.
Yeah, and I'm like,
oh, okay, go ahead.
And then like, oh, it's Simon. There you go. And I didn't want to wait in the line for him though, because I actually have tons of stuff signed by him.
Thank you again, Mark C, for another $5. Has anyone ever heard news about adapting the Incal graphic novel by Jodorowsky and Mobius? No, we haven't.
They need to.
Yeah.
That is, like, show that's good shit right there.
While you guys are talking about that, I'm going to try and pull mine out here.
That is from Comic Outpost right there, buddy.
No, this is actually from Image Comics itself, believe it or not.
We had didn't you? We ordered so many of those, and you didn't get one for me.
No, what happened was,
how he is?
Okay, the story behind this
how
one.
He is.
Listen to this. I got this one for free. I had friends that worked at Image Comics, and this is when Image Comics was in Berkeley.
Yep.
And Eric, the owner of the company, actually asked, goes, "Hey, do you have some friends that can clean out this big, huge room that we have of all our back issue stuff? Because we don't want it to get damaged, and we need to move out of there." So they asked me, they go, "Hey, you want to do this?" I'm like, "Okay, what do I get out of it?" And they're like, "Whatever you can carry." That's your payment. I was like, shit, yeah, okay. So I went over there and I helped them move long boxes of all their books, basically the stuff that they were selling. And then they said, "Okay, see these shelves over here? Whatever you can fit into a backpack, it's yours. Take it." And this happened to be one of the books. I've also got like a Walking Dead compendium and all kinds of other stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. So one of the fun things I got to do, while I lived in the Bay Area.
Yeah, it's like $35 on Amazon.
Yeah.
There's an oversized edition as like an artist edition for $125. I might get that. I love those artist editions. IDW artist editions are the shit. I think it's the only thing keeping the company around too. To be honest with you.
Sorry, yeah, that was Humanoid Press, but that was actually, they did get bought out by Image.
Yeah, Image owned Humanoid was part of Image. Yep. Humanoid ain't around no more, I don't think.
No, it's not.
Go get some sleep. Yeah, well, we got a little while. That's this early start time. We got so much time. We can get some more news. So let me look at that a little. Let's
while you're doing that, I'm going to take a look. So we also got, and people were talking about this in the chat, Netflix has given a 10-episode order for a live-action version of Cowboy Bebop.
Ugh.
I actually want to see this.
You are the only one, dude.
You poo-poo on the animated stuff.
No, I don't. I just don't want to see this. I don't. I have no desire. I don't. I just wasn't into it anyway. So, yeah. But the general sentiment when I was talking about it on Wednesday, people were like, "Fuck no."
See, I'm all up for it myself.
Maybe they should do another animated version.
Well, they are doing an animated version of Blade Runner Black Lotus, so that's based on Blade Runner 2049.
If they did, that sucks. If they were going to do like Blade Runner with Rick Deckard, fuck yeah, I'm in.
Well, I think he'll be in it, and I think he's going to be in a walker.
Young one, not like old man Harrison Ford running around going, no. I mean, like Roy Batty. I mean, that would have been cool. This is, I don't know. Nah.
You don't like old Rick. You want young Rick.
I want young Rick. That's right.
Lee Mac Ajax says, "Somebody remembers League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with Sean Connery? I just recently found out that was Alan Moore's comic adaptation. God, the comic is so much better than that fucking lousy movie. That movie was a travesty of justice.
That's one of the greatest comics ever made.
Yeah.
Who's behind Cowboy Bebop? Who's making it?
Cowboy Bebop is, and I can't remember offhand to tell you the
It depends
truth.
who's behind it. Like if you know if it's the people from Alter Carbon or something like that, then maybe.
It is done by Marty Adelson's joint venture with ITV Studios, which last year teamed with the project with Midnight Radio, who is Josh Applebaum.
So where are they from? What have they done?
And Chris Yost, Thor, The Dark World, and Thor Ragnarok, as well as
Chris
Sunrise.
Yost. Chris Yost, the writer, Chris Yost,
yes,
who wrote some of the best Marvel cartoons. Like Chris Yost was behind Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. He also he was a pretty decent comic book writer. I would say he was a better like cartoon guy, to be honest.
This is all written and executive produced by Yost. This series. Yost. Excuse me, Yost. So this whole series is going to be written and produced by him. And they're also going to executive produce the original executive producers from the Cowboy Bebop series. They're going to be involved in this as well as consultants
for a live action one, huh? Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, we'll see. All I know is the sentiment from Wednesday was no. Fuck no, I believe, but I don't know. Friday Night Crowd might be different.
I don't know. What do you guys think out there in the chat world?
I think if they, if it's a TV show, maybe we'll see.
DJ Bowman says make a live action movie about Space Ghost, Zorak, and Brack.
That would be cool. If you did the Joe Kelly adaptation of Space Ghost, where it's awesome. Like his fucking dark origin story, that was brilliant, man. Oh God, I love that comic book so much. And you guys out there, you read that? That was good.
That was some good stuff, especially when they made it so tragic. His background.
Oh God, yeah. He had like basically the Punisher origin. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Stephen Moffat's Dracula. I was going to pull that article up.
Yeah, so Stephen Moffat has been working for a while with the BBC and Netflix on Dracula. It's a new take on Dracula, if you will. And we hadn't heard news on this for a while. I mean, I think he's been on this for a year now, something like that. And so they just hired their Dracula, who is Klaus Bang is his name. And he is actually in that new The Spider's Web, based on the girl with the dragon tattoo. It's the second book or the third book, I think, in the series. And he plays the bad guy in that movie. So he is their new Dracula.
He looks like he could play Dracula. I'm surprised they didn't cast a woman, to be honest with you, to play Dracula. Or Idris Elba.
Or Scarlett Johansson playing Idris Elba.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson playing Idris Elba playing Dracula.
There we go. I think we have a movie right there.
Mark Gatiss is involved, so it's going to be the Sherlock team. And it could be good. I think Stephen Moffat, we're going to find out. Here's my prediction about this. I think it'll actually be good. I think Stephen Moffat, I don't know why he's still involved with the BBC. I think they handcuffed him quite a bit on Doctor Who. Again, that's one of my videos I'm coming about is the big I found the point in time where things changed for Stephen Moffat. I'm not saying he was, he definitely was Mr. Red Herring from the beginning, but something did happen. Something did definitely happen to him that caused him to change as a writer. I don't know if he's recovered from that or not.
You got touched someplace by a puppet?
Yes. Show me on the angel puppet where the BBC touched you.
I want to say thank you to Mark C for another $5. Leave extraordinary gentleman with such a bad filming experience that Sean Connery punched the director and retired after filming. Sean Connery is actually responsible for a good majority of that movie being shit because he changed a lot of stuff in it. Because
I wouldn't go that far. I think the movie was shit, and whether he contributed or not, yeah. Sean Connery was pissed because he turned down the Gandalf role for that. That's why he punched the guy. That's what his resentment was about.
Yeah. But no, he didn't want to play second to a woman. Because in the comics, Mina Harker is the leader of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And Sean Connery was like, no, that's not going to happen.
That's not true.
That's what I heard.
That was a screen written. That's a screen written. No, that's not true. That might be somebody telling stories.
The live action Bleach isn't too bad, is what Matthew Davies says. Okay. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. Should I check it out? Oh, isn't too bad isn't enough to make me go
it's not something.
Yeah. He passed on the Matrix too. I knew he passed on a couple things, but I did not realize it was the Matrix. Wow.
There was a few things that he passed on right there in that sweet spot in the late 90s, early aughts, and he.
Hey, DJ Bowman Jekyll was awesome. Stephen Moffat has written some awesome shit. That's why it's hard for me to believe that he wrote some of the stuff towards the end of Doctor Who. That's the stuff. That's the things that's not computing in my head. Now that we've had time away from it and had time to breathe, it doesn't feel like his writing at all. Sean Connery needs to punch his agent, says HNX Media. That's funny. Yeah, and also his accountant, because apparently he's in a bunch of fucking tax trouble, and that's why he can't go home sometimes.
Yeah. And
what?
I heard that yesterday, Langley. One of our presidents might have died. Hang on.
Yeah.
Let me verify that first. Well, I mean, he's old.
Yeah.
So
He was already in a coma in the hospital. So
yeah, he died. Okay, so rest in peace. A new world order. George Herbert Walker Bush. No, I don't mean to be disrespectful. He was a president back in the late 80s or early 90s. And this is the only time we're not going to get political. This is just a man dying who, we're used to work the big boss job for our country. So rest in peace there, George Herbert Walker Bush. And I will try very hard to be respectful on this. Yes, he lived a good old long life. He died at the age of 94. I don't know what he died of. Probably just being old, and he had something going on, right? He was in a wheelchair or something, but
he was in a coma.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. No, I don't wish death on anybody or anything, and the rest can be for the Exozone, which is tomorrow night. Oh wow! Thanks, Langley. Yeah.
So on to some good news. Preacher has been renewed for season 4 at AMC. I don't know. Is that good news? Or after what we saw?
Back to Chris Persia. No, he was not the worst president. No, he was not the worst president. I mean, I've had a few presidents in my time, and he was not the worst. No, I will say that right now. I judge here's how I judge a president without being political or any party. I judge the times I was living in. Did it seem like the country was doing okay? Did it seem like everything was doing okay around me and my world? I can't judge it on anything else than my experience. That I would go, they didn't do, are we still here? Are we still alive? We're still eating food, or, houses are still expensive. And this is a pretty, we're very fortunate here in America. Okay. A lot of us work our asses off. Okay. Fortune. Hey, I don't mean to sound like we're all just giving shit. Okay. We're not. We all work our asses off. I work my ass off. Dennis works his ass off. And I'm grateful for that. So I'm grateful that we live in a country that allows us to do that stuff. Is it perfect? No, but nowhere else. Nowhere is. And, it's progress, not perfection. Okay. Progress, not perfection. Yeah, I keep going live and old guys dying. But yeah, I do not want to get a political discussion on who's the best or worst president. I really don't. It's okay to say so, but I'm not going to comment. I just really, really don't. Yeah. Well, president died. I can't help it. But don't go political. X-Men, Spider-Verse, Star Wars. Says Hidden Wiki. Yeah, Dennis, continue.
So Preacher was renewed for season 4 at AMC.
Yes, we announced that on the Patreon. We were looking for news on Thursday morning for a Patreon nooner, and that's the first thing that popped up, and me and Viking Bitch were just happy as could be. And the interesting thing about it is that it's moving to Australia, which means we're going back to Texas, baby. And well, although there is, guys, is everybody Australian in here? Do you guys have swampy areas in Australia? I'm sure you do. I guess, but they're getting out of Louisiana.
Finally.
But they're moving the entire production to Australia, and they're saving money. That never will make sense to me, ever, that you're taking hundreds of people and flying them halfway across the world with all that equipment, and you're saving money.
I don't know if they're taking hundreds of people. They're probably going to use the people that are already down there for the crew and just bring the cast and some of the
So
equipment.
we'll think about 80 people.
Yeah.
That's 80 to 100 people.
That's still, I mean, yeah.
That's a lot of fucking people. And then they hire the extras over there. And I guess extras are cheaper there. I guess you're just cheaper down in Australia. That's okay. I'm cheap too. Tax rebates. You're right, Joe. The tax rebates. I heard they don't pay any taxes. Like
they don't pay any taxes down there now. Hidden Wiki. Yes, Preacher was a comic book first.
Preacher, one of the greatest comic book runs ever. Period. Yeah, the late great Steve Dillon and Garth Ennis in his prime. Just a perfect comic book for its time. Very late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, Tekkaman and Ball, they don't want to film in Florida where the swamps actually are because that's expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive. They can make their own swamps over in Australia if they really want to. Brett Catton says, I live in a kind of swampy area. Lots of lakes around here, but it's completely tamed.
Yeah. Mark Cedar says General Zod was our best leader ever. Kneel before Zod. Yes.
Kneel before Zod.
Kneel.
There's a great website out there, which we've probably said before about talking to Zod. I believe if you type in iZod, something like that, it's pretty funny. It's someone that used to answer questions posing as Zod that people would ask. And it always ended pretty much with Kneel before Zod.
Yes.
It's a great old website. So that still exists.
I'm 35 and know a guy who is 70 that says I should watch Preacher. That's fucking funny. That's awesome. That is hilarious, Matt Guy. I love it. Feisty fan, thank you. Thank you, Feisty. She says happy 10,000 subs. Congrats. She was actually like the first person to notice that we had a video that went over 100,000. We have a video that's at 167,000 views.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And we just had one hit over 40,000 and we got one approaching 30,000. It's insane. Yeah. Philip A. Demick, what's up? Lemac, Ajax, how are you doing? Oh, man. Yeah, it's been a crazy week, folks. Kneel before Doomcock. There you go. Daniel DB 631. I gotta get the time. Man, I've been so busy. I gotta get in touch with them.
Ken Jack Ben. The best thing about Grover Cleveland was he has a time machine.
That's right. There you go. Little Venture Brothers. Yeah. That's a show that was good to us too.
Yeah, Venture Brothers wasn't good.
Yeah, the biggest surprises of the last couple months was the Venture Brothers being one of the biggest shows we covered as far as like interest in the show and our recaps.
Yeah.
We had thousands of people going to that and lots of interaction, tons of chat on that one. A lot of good, a lot of bad. And Castle Rock doing well for us. I didn't think that one would do well, and it did. Yeah, it was kind of surprising. And honestly, the last October and November have been kind of shit for entertainment. Like it hasn't been great out there, folks. Like we're about to get some good stuff, but a lot of TV shows took extra breaks. So like Mr. Robot didn't come back. Yeah, it's been a big dry spell, but that's about to end.
Uh,
Thankfully.
DJ Bowman says best time machine, TARDIS or DeLorean.
TARDIS.
It's actually the little time locket from Voyagers.
TARDIS. Let's TARDIS or the time tunnel.
The time tunnel. There we go. Time tunnel. Awesome. Yes, it is.
Vortex manipulator.
The vortex manipulator.
That's Captain Jax.
The Guardian from Star Trek.
A tardigrade. Tardigrade. Yes. TARDIS grade. Anas Abdeen came into our chat on day before yesterday and shot an interview to me where he elaborated a little bit on his lawsuit. And it's fucking balls, man. I'll put the link in the description. The guy in the interview just kept on asking him if you like, are you in this for money? Are you in this for money? He's all no. I mean, he's all yeah. I'm in that for like keeping what's mine and protecting what's mine. They stole what was mine, and that's all I want. I want compensation for everything that they stole that was mine. He's being like really ballsy about it. I fucking love it. I love it. But he goes into the fact that like he tried to work with them. He tried and tried and tried. And CBS just gave him the finger over and over again. And as more time goes on, I don't think we even know all the information yet, but apparently there's maybe some story similarities too that like he could win. He could win, folks. That would be crazy. Because there's Blu-ray sales now. And the tardigrade is all over the special features. All over the special features. And that makes that some of that Blu-ray money's got to go to him then. So I don't know. And I had a friend, you know this friend too, who won a suit that was very similar, and he won a lot of money. Oh, yeah. Ooh. I'm going to say it. I promise to say, go on, read some news, and I promise to say who the person was who stole.
No, I was just going to answer. Hidden Wiki asks, Mortal Engines, will it bomb or what? Dennis, your at Nerdrock Channel, your thoughts. I think it's going to bomb. Tell you the truth. Even though Peter Jackson's producing it, and I know that's what they keep pumping is, that he's producing it. I keep seeing the same 3 scenes over and over and over and over again for the last 6 months. So it's going to bomb. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll tell you why I think it's going to bomb. It's not because of I love Peter Jackson. Okay. This is the time of year I always watch the Lord of the Rings. I always see it as a holiday movie because they're released. So I always watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy around Christmas, and it's my favorite trilogy. I fucking love those movies. The big log ending, fucking love them. Honestly, I had heard this movie was coming out, but the first time I even saw a trailer was yesterday. Like
I posted one.
There's no signage. Listen, I don't go to the Facebook page every day. It's not like you go to our channel every day. It's not like you go to our chat every day, Dennis. Come on. So I just watched the trailer for the first time yesterday and just realized. So no, there's no signage around the city. I think it's going to bomb hard.
Yeah.
Like hard. There's no pub on this movie at all.
No, it's, I hate to say it. It's another YA movie that they kind of pumped out there to see what they could do with it. And then they aren't supporting it at all.
Oh, the YA time is over, folks.
Yeah.
It is done. Hollywood doesn't realize that, and it's going to take them about a year to figure that out. But do I have to have this argument with people again? Marvel Comics did the YA thing, and it might have killed the comic book industry. They did the YA thing in Star Wars, practically, if that's what you're going to call it. And, well, we've seen how that's turned out. They've done it with Star Trek, and they're doing it with Doctor Who right now. And this is all because of Twilight and Harry Potter. Now, I'll argue that Harry Potter was good. Twilight was not. I saw the movies. I haven't read the book. My wife read the book, said they sucked. But yeah, and those things made a lot of money. And I even remember bringing it up at the time at the comic store. Like they really tapped into an audience that they didn't know they had. The problem is they thought that became the entire audience. So they started making everything for that. No, it was a part of the audience. It wasn't the entire audience. And they so overdid it. And the whole comic book thing was based on a bogus Facebook poll about how many women are into comics, because basically the poll said, what do you have an interest in comics? And they got like 51% were female, and they're like, oh, 51% women are going to buy comics. No, interest, not read, not buying. And even reading comics, that's not buying comics. I would have worded the poll, or do you go into a comic shop twice a month to buy comic books? Do you have a subscription? That's how you find out who's really reading comics.
Exactly. Audit Watcher says, if the guy wins the lawsuit over STD, I wonder if he could force Star Trek to create only 10 to 15 minute movies like Star Trek has done to fan film.
That's funny. That reminds me. We got to go to the Axonar website, because apparently there's some news.
While you're doing that, I'm going to read some chat. What do we have here?
For Brian Spart, by the way. But go on. Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. Mr. B Natural says, laugh out loud, same here. I've never even heard of it till like a week ago about Mortal Engines. Yeah, like I said, we talked about it briefly, like one podcast a long time ago when the first one came out, when the first trailer came out, and everyone forgot about it because it really is the same freaking trailer they've been showing for the last 6 months. And yes, Hugo Weaving is in it, I know, but still at the same time, it looks bad.
I hope Axonar doesn't give us a copyright strike for this. That'd be kind of funny. That looks cool. I just want to look at that for a second. That's fucking, I mean, it doesn't look good to you guys. It's all choppy because of the frame rate, but that's fucking awesome, man. Let's just drink this in a little bit Axonar, folks. Well, let's do our NPR voices.
Well, I'd really like to say that, would you like to try some of my sweaty balls?
I would. I really like Star Trek. Star Trek is really good.
What is Star
Captain
Trek?
Skywalker is in this.
Is this anything like Star Wars?
I think it is. I think there's Jedi Knights and lots of laser beams.
Are there any these things called Daleks?
There's Klingons.
Oh, what are those?
I don't know.
Or is that kind of like what happens when I go to the bathroom and I wipe too hard? And
hey, I just got a new job. Somebody asked me to write Star Trek Discovery. I said yes.
Mike Cedar says, you just ruined Susan's voice for me forever.
Well, okay.
I try.
This Axonar blog, is it the blog that says there's some kind of update, right, Brian Smart? Bridge update. Oh, look at this. Look at that. That's just awesome. I want to see whatever this is, because I wish I could turn this office into, probably could, to the Enterprise bridge. If I got a little clever about it, I'd have to get rid of all my action figures though.
Yeah, you would have to.
That's pretty cool. That's cool.
Oh man.
So Brian Smart said in so many words that I guess they're in production. There's a new phase of production going on here. Hey, Brian, you still there? Is it in the blog?
Brian is around here, but I think he's looking at the moment. Dynamo 75 says, I believe it's time for someone to try and create a new sci-fi movie over Star Trek and Star Wars. Yeah. If you can get people to buy into it, sure. That's the whole thing that's hard to do when you have something that's been around for 50, 60 years or 40 years. It's entrenched. So it takes a little while to build things. Unfortunately, you can't just have an instant fan base. Mike Cedar says Guardians of the Galaxy, but now we won't get the third one. Okay, I don't know what that was all about, but all right.
Hey, I'm gonna.
You got something?
Announcement. Yeah, I've got something. We'll just keep reading the chat.
Yeah. Hidden Wiki says the new Orville trailer last night during the football game was awesome. Go Saints. Okay.
You got Drew Brees down there, man. Ripped my heart out when the Chargers got rid of him. Fucking dumbasses. Yeah. So here we're gonna go to the show here. So we've got a couple t-shirt announcements. I gotta pop these pictures up though. Hang on a
Nice.
second.
Audit Watcher says, I remember when he was on Days of Our Lives. They're talking about somebody there.
Drew Brees.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Drew Brees. Yeah, exactly. Where are sorry are Chris Prissa says, I would rather watch a live action remake of Castle in the Sky over Mortal Engines. A live action remake of Castle in the Sky. That's pretty funny.
Okay, this is for the Star Trek. Okay, so yes, we have a Nerdrotic T-shirt. It's just our. So I'll show you a picture in a second, but this is an announcement right now. I've got to play with the design. Okay, I actually threw it out there for somebody else to do, and nobody picked it up. Maybe it's a dumb idea. I don't know. We'll see if people like it. If they don't, they don't. I mean, but I just had to try it. You know, those who try the most fail the most. So we all don't like Star Trek Discovery, right? We can all probably agree on, most of us can, except for Nigel. Nigel will probably say he likes it. Nigel Brought Savage. But not the Klingons, Nigel. Yeah, so Star Trek Discovery, we lovingly call it STD because that's what it is. But it likes to nickname itself Disco. And they have a shirt that says Disco. And I took a look at the font from that shirt, and that is not a copyrighted font. So I am free to make a fucking shirt that says, hang on, I stretched too long on this one. No, I don't want that one, and I don't want that one.
You have it up.
There we go. Now my damn it, my pictures kept on popping up. I had 3 of them open at the same time, so I'll open it up again. Damn it.
While you're talking there, so they were talking about Jensen Ackles, who was on Days of Our Lives, who now plays Dean Winchester on Supernatural. That's what that was. He was also on Smallville as well.
What's more of a soap opera name, Jensen Ackles or Dean Winchester? Yes. So there we go. Death Before Disco. Now I might spell out before, I don't know. And the reason there's Nerdrotic symbols, those are all, I just threw them up there for their placeholder. Those are covering the Star Trek symbols that are on each sleeve. Yeah. So we're going to actually make these locally. Okay. So we've got somebody who can make us some shirts locally. And yeah, I don't have to go through Teespring or any of that bullshit because I know artists here in San Francisco, which is good. And this will make it a lot cheaper. We're going to be able to buy them through the website. I'll make them cheaper to patrons. I'll have a price soon. I'm probably going to announce if there's an interest at all. We'll do a pre-sale like on Monday. But we could have these out by the holidays, definitely before season 2 of Star Trek Discovery. So again, maybe it's not a good idea and that's why people didn't do it. But hey, those who try the most fail the most, and I like to try shit. So Death Before Disco t-shirts will be available from the Nerdrotic channel. And also here I can, let me see if I can pull up the Nerdrotic ones. That's got some handsome model man. That's just like a generic model dude that you can put on anything. So that's the front end. You got the glasses and the circle that was supposed to be blue, but it ended up being yellow. Don't know why. Just pops a little more. And then of course the back. I am not a fan of busy t-shirts. I'm a minimalist when it comes to art and stuff. So there's not going to be numbers or nerdrotic.com. It's just going to say Nerdrotic on the back. That's it. And if you buy the shirt, you will have a physique just like this. He must work out. Look at those veins. So handsome.
You feel pumped.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. Disco equals Saturday Night STDs. When, Gary? When? Monday, the pre-order will start. Actually, the person who's going to be making our shirts is in my house right now with my wife.
Monday.
Yeah. Oh, it's a female too. It's woman owned. That makes me woke. I'm super woke. So yeah. And yeah, also it actually the business it's going to is people in recovery. So it gives work to people in recovery. It's really, really fucking good deal. So that's where we're going to do all our apparel. Also, we're going to have beanies, like this Tesla one, except it's going to have a Nerdrotic symbol right there. Coming up, if you guys want them, like we'll do it. Shit. So, fucking A, let's do it. It'll be fun. And then if you guys have funny T-shirt ideas, let me know. Like I'll work with it. I can, Dennis and I are artists, so we can make something like that.
I still like the quote idea.
It's funny, but I mean, I don't know how funny it is. It's funny to us. I don't know if it's T-shirtable though. Needs an image to go with it, maybe.
I think you have multiple,
Price
quotes.
point, Wellington Smithopolis. Price point. I'm going to say, what did Ethan's shirts cost? I can't remember what Ethan's shirts cost. What's a T-shirt go for? 15, 20 bucks, something like that. 15. But I'm going to try to make it as cheap as possible. I'm not going to be all greedy on this one. I mean, I need to make a couple bucks to cover our costs, but I don't know yet. I'm going to say between $15 and $20. It should not be over $20.
Born to Train says, "Hey guys, I'm going to be subscribing to the DC All Access service this month. I have not read a comic and I'm looking forward to their comic section. What do you guys recommend for me to read?" Watchmen.
I would wait on Watchmen, actually. If you have never read it, like you haven't read a comic there or never read a comic. Because you haven't read a comic, like Watchmen is kind of like reading a punchline before getting the joke. I would go straight to Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. Depends on how old you are, depending on your tastes. If you want to go straight up comic book, they have the Teen Titans run. I think most of the Marv Wolfman, George Perez run, that's fun, but that's like an 80s superhero comic.
Camelot 3000.
I will answer your question with a question. What do you like? Like, what are your favorite movies? Give me 2 of your favorite movies, and I'll be able to recommend a comic to you.
Yeah, he says, "I've never read a comic ever." So yeah.
So yeah, just tell me like 2 of your favorite movies, and I'll tell you that's how you steer a customer to a comic. You find out. Like,
Yeah, and like I said, Camelot 3000 you can't go wrong with.
that's a bad joke. Daniel
not a bad
DB.
joke.
No, I was talking to Daniel DB631. Watchmen, the documentary of origin of wristwatches. Discovery.
Discovery. Yeah. Born to Train says, "I love Batman and I'm interested in Teen Titans. I love Flash too." You can actually read Teen Titans, the original run for Marv Wolfman.
Yeah, I would go for that then.
Yeah.
Read the Teen Titans, and it's there. It's actually on the front part of their website right now.
Mhm.
They're putting more and more on it every day. If you're a comic book fan, this is something you need to have. I mean, it's not perfect, and but it's got Superman the movie, it's got Batman the animated series, for Christ's sake, in the Blu-ray quality, by the way.
Mhm.
And my kid is on it all the time. But my kid's really into comics now.
Antonio Cover says, "What do you think of the Flash show, the TV show?" It's not what it used to be.
It used to be great.
Yeah, and quite honestly, time travel is what screwed it up, and it's still screwing it up, as a matter of fact. So
Okay, so you like? Wait, give me this one, Dennis. KSS. So you like Empire Strikes Back and Debbie Does Dallas? I would read early Saga then. Saga from
Yeah.
Image, not the later stuff. It gets kind of lame at the end, but the beginning of Saga is very, very good. Otherwise, I'd recommend the Pro.
I was going to say the
by
Pro,
Dennis.
exactly. That was the first thing I was going to say.
Yeah, you cannot stump me. I will fight. You can put Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and fucking Inside Desiree Cousteau, and I'll be able to recommend you a comic book. We three, by the way, would go with that. I'm a pro, man.
Oh man. Oh my.
Inside Desiree Cousteau was actually the first porno I've ever seen.
I kind of figured there was
Why it
something.
sticks in my head like that. It was filmed in San Francisco too. Yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my. Oh my.
Daniel DB631 says, "Or I watched Disco and all I got was this lousy STD."
Yes. That's pretty good too. I like that.
Good one. That is a good one.
That is a good one.
Man. Toxic PC. Okay.
Yeah. That's what it is.
What else do we have here? Damn, Gary is good, is what K-Sys says on that one. Yeah, it was kind of funny. The pro was the first thing that popped into my head too when you're just before you popped out of your mouth there.
If you're Johnny Pappas is right. If you're actually like want to get into comics, you want to get a quick read to kind of get you caught up. That's not. I mean, honestly, you can go to Comics Explained. Basically reads the Wikipedia and honestly, I know people love Comics Explained. I think he actually ruins a lot of stories and spoils a lot of stuff, but so do we do here for the TV. But Johnny Pappas recommends the DK books. They're actually really good. They're like guides and they're very quick reads and they're very basic, but they get you up to speed enough to where you can go and dive in, because it's tough to get into to just dive in the middle of comic books.
Yeah. Philip A. Demick, yeah, I would agree. Actually, the Lobo Christmas special is a lot of fun. That is actually a good one, and that's short and sweet and to the point, and crazy. And I think that would be a good one too. I'm trying to think what else here. I've got some stuff behind me that I'm not really finding anything at the moment. Actually, I got everything else in the room, the other room. So. What else do we have here? Disco, Deader Than Disco. Yeah.
Disco's pretty dead. It's pretty dead.
Lee Mac Ajax says Michael Bay's still doing the Lobo movie. Don't know.
I am still 100% behind that. That he is like made to do that. The problem is the guy who should be playing Lobo is playing fucking Aquaman.
True. Well, you know who wants to play him? Is the guy playing Negan right now on Walking Dead.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan wants to play. He's lobbying hard to try and play Lobo.
He'd be good.
I think he would be.
I think he'd be very, very good. It was funny if you watched our Derek interview, that's what Aquaman is basically. Aquaman is this is from the higher ups at DC. They wanted Aquaman to be more like Lobo. So this dude, bro, Aquaman is DC telling James
Wan?
No, the guy playing Aquaman.
Oh,
Jason Momoa. Yeah. They told him to act like Lobo.
Wow.
Yeah. That was in our interview.
Oh.
That kind of took me back. It was crazy.
Wow. No, The Rock couldn't play the main man, Matthew Davies, because
no, that wasn't an interview. That was from. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up.
That's what I was going to say.
I was like, no, I see that. I watched so many guys. That was actually from an EVS video. I'm sorry, I got it mixed up.
I was going to say that
EVS was talking. EVS was talking about. No, I don't know. I got that mixed up with another DC thing. But EVS was talking about he was gonna draw Aquaman, and they told him that they need to draw him like Jason Momoa because they wanted him to be more like Lobo. So that's where it came from. My apologies.
Yeah, Matthew Davis. I don't think The Rock could play the main man. Honestly, I don't think he can play Lobo just because he keeps saying he insists that all his movies have happy endings, and Lobo's movies do not have, or shows, comics do not have happy endings because it leads with him killing everybody. Pretty much.
Well, how's a Black Adam movie gonna end happy? He's a villain.
Yeah, I don't know where that's going at either, or if that's even going to happen. I'm pretty sure he's going to step out of it, to tell you the truth.
The next year is going to be very interesting, folks. As far as comic book movies are concerned, we're going to see if we actually go into a new phase, or if we go into the ending, or if it's just mediocre. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But we're going to start getting deeper cut comic book stuff, especially on television. Movies are in big trouble.
Yeah.
Movies are in big trouble. I'll say that this is the beginning of the end of the theater is now, as far as multiplex theaters.
Mr. Twisted 72, Vin Diesel is playing Bloodshot for Sony.
That's right.
On screen. So yeah, I don't think he would do well as Lobo either. He just doesn't have the the animated quality that Lobo is supposed to have, the badassedness. Lobo is he's not Vin Diesel's a slow burn, if you will, whereas Lobo's a larger than life character who's always moving around, and that's not Vin Diesel.
You know, Thomas Charter, I don't know if you're joking or not, but Tom Cruise is Lobo. If Tom Cruise decided to actually act, I bet you he could actually do it.
But he'd always be running.
Well, you know, at least he can run. By the way, I never caught this before, but I was rewatching Star Trek Discovery, and this is a big criticism. Okay, Doctor Who, modern Doctor Who and Star Trek are a little actiony. They require some running.
Mm-hmm.
The first words out of the Doctor's mouth in the modern series was "run," done on purpose because we're going to do more action. Jodie Whittaker and Sonequa Margaret Green cannot run. Have you seen them run?
Yeah,
they run like Ezra Miller. You gotta see if your actors can run. It's very important because you can't have like
actually. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, like Sonequa Martin Green runs like she's got springs under her feet. It's all boing, boing, boing. It's really funny looking. And
and Jodie Whittaker does this weird thing with her legs where they go out to the side.
They go out to the side, and she looks really slow. And
I remember telling you that too. It was that episode about Pakistan when she's running, and I remember texting you, and I was going, "What the hell's wrong with her run? Why can't she run?"
Yeah, you got to be able to run in this shit. You can't be all, oh yeah, I'm all like in an action shit now, and like you don't work out and you can't run.
Yeah,
kind of important. Part of the gig.
You know, Matthew Davies, I would have picked Clancy Brown from 20 years ago as Lobo.
Oh God, yeah,
but not now. I'm sorry. He's pretty old, and he looks it.
How about that Lobo on Krypton?
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one. I'm really not.
Roseanne Barr for Lobo. No, Idris Elba for Lobo.
Scarlett Johansson for Lobo.
If it's Tom Cruise from Tropic Thunder, you know, the one who can act, the one who did that. I mean, like, I think they're actually in Tom Cruise. There is a method actor somewhere. When he gets older and he can't roll, he is older. For fuck's sake. When he gets too old to fucking be able to run anymore and he actually decides to kick back and act, I think he can actually be good. I hate to say, I'm not listen, Scientology is crazy. Okay. Not a defender of that shit. And yeah, Johnny Pappas just gave us a picture of there we go. Of the Krypton Lobo, which,
I remember posting that. That was a horrible picture too.
Well, this is just the actor.
Yeah.
Sorry, the window's so small, but yeah, there it is.
They actually, there we go. That's him done up as Lobo with,
I mean, it's like I hate to say it, he's a little small. Lobo's supposed to be like fucking huge, like just yoked. That's yoked. I mean, the guy's yoked, but not like Lobo yoked.
Lee Ajax, Dave Bautista as Lobo.
Ah, that's good. Yes,
that's the person right there.
Lee Mac for the win.
Yeah,
agreed. Absolutely agreed.
That is the man right there. Because
DJ D show. Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night. Oh, by the way, DJ Odyssey, you're talking about Pee Wee Herman as Lobo. Funny thing you should mention, Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens is going to be playing Pee Wee Herman on Legends of Tomorrow in episode 13. And I was like, what?
So rewind that. I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. Okay, say that again.
So on Legends of Tomorrow, episode 13, Paul Rubens is going to be playing Pee Wee Herman on that episode.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, what?
And I mean, like, that's cool, but that's exactly the reason I don't watch the show anymore either. Because it's just silly Billy fun. I mean, like, there's no stakes in it. And it's like a Saturday morning cartoon. It's super tongue in cheek. It's 66 Batman. CW superhero shows have turned into 66 Batman.
It's fun.
And you know, like one show doing that would be cool, but the problem is like it's not really funny and it's not really engaging as far as drama, like all the shipping and stuff. Uh it's very cookie cutter as far as the relationships go. Nobody really, I mean, like it's
When was
getting
the last time you
cheaper.
watched it?
I dip in, dude. I dip in every so often, and it is. I challenge you to watch season 1 of Flash and watch 3 of the current episodes, and tell me
I
that anywhere
have. I've
near
watched-
the same, right after each other. Because I have, they're nowhere near the same. So what these shows are is they are 66 Batman, which is, I like 66 Batman. I love it for what it is. It's a fun little tongue in cheek Batman, but it's a joke. It's a joke. It's not serious. Like Titans is taken seriously. Like there's stakes, like there's shit going on, Gifted, for as bad as it is, like they're not like tongue in cheek, like, oh, are we going to make out today? Hoo, and bring on Pee Wee Herman and shit like that. Like, yeah, I think CW shows have done more damage to superhero, to the genre, than anything else.
I have no problem with it. I think it's fun.
Of course
and,
not.
So
That's okay. You have a refined taste, my friend. You have a very specific taste for very specific things. And that's fine. And that worked great for the show.
actually, DJ Bowman has a good idea. Pee Wee Herman as Doctor Who.
That would be better than what we got.
I could see him running around and falling on the ground
Paul
and then
Rubens
rolling.
is actually a great actor. He played the Penguins.
Yeah.
Dad. I love Paul Rubens. He was the fucking, what was he in God, The Spleen. He was the Spleen in Mystery Man. He was fucking great.
Pull my
No,
finger.
I fucking love Paul Rubens. You want to talk about somebody who got a raw deal? No, I love Pee Wee. I mean, he's weird. That's a weird kid show, and like it wasn't supposed to be for kids anyway. But no, I love Pee Wee. But no, I'm not a CW fan because I'm not a 14-year-old girl. That's what it's made for.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. And that's why, we always talk about not denigrating people that watch their stuff and then just going with the 14-year-old girl comment right there.
There you go.
So,
Yes. Well, that's what it's made. That's who they do. They
no,
aim the
they
show.
don't.
That's they aim that. That's the demo. Really. So they're aiming that for 18 to 49-year-old dudes.
No, they're just doing comic book stuff, man. It's just they're having fun with it. That's all. I mean, except for Arrow. Arrow is just all grim and whatnot. It's Batman light, dark. If you will.
I like Supernatural. I just dipped out on it, DJ Bowman.
Thank you,
Gifton
Brian.
has.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Brian Smart. Axonar YouTube has posted. Oh, it's YouTube has posted new updates. He states filming will start 2019 and will be feature film length. Oh, are they going to let him do it? Are they going to actually let him do it?
Yeah, Mark Lurseth. I agree with you. The Gifted has really ruined its premise because they haven't gone anywhere with it.
No, they won't even mention the dad.
Yeah,
They keep
danced around the name.
dancing around the fucking name and not saying Magneto.
Yeah.
Say it, Magneto.
It's Magneto. Magneto. Fucking Magneto, man. That's all I just need to say. I'm the less I say about that show, the better. You want to talk about a show made for 14-year-old girls? That show,
What is?
The Gifted.
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of went that way in season 2. It really did. I mean, that's why not liking CW stuff and not liking The Gifted doesn't compute to me. They're both the same thing. They made Looker a white nationalist on Black Lightning. The Black Lightning showrunner just got Me Too to hell. He got, well, I mean, it's worse than Me Too. He's accused of abusing his wife for years, so he's in a little trouble. How y'all like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I loved the first 2 seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I've been watching the whole thing, and
Yeah, and I dipped out.
It's rough. It's rough, man. And it's not good. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about it. And yes, Mark Lurthith, you're right. Cloak and Dagger was a 14-year-old girl show. Complete and total 14-year-old girl show.
It's all YA. It's all like they all keep making this YA. That's the big change with the CW shows. When the first 2 seasons of Flash were fucking great. The first 2 seasons of Arrow were great. The first season of Legends of Tomorrow was great. I loved them. And then it just changed. It turned it's for one, it went like like it's always been a little SJW, but not bad. But then they went really fucking bad in the last couple of years, like really fucking gnarly bad. And that dipped me out. And then just the dialogue in the shows was fucking horrible. And it just something changed from season 2 to 4. So I don't know what it is. Maybe they got successful budget. I don't know. But it just stopped being superhero show and started being like, like a kid's comic. Like it doesn't really happen, because they were starting to do like really fun things, and they were hinting towards Crisis and stuff, and then it just got lame.
Well, they're still hinting towards Crisis in Flash, but it's the whole. Again, it's a time travel thing. So bringing his daughter into this, which I'm still convinced that she's a villain, to tell you the truth in all of this. And
she's not. No. This the daughter, she's not a villain. No way. 100%. It is 100%. It's Iron Fist season 2. It's Time's Up.
No,
that's what the daughter is.
I know they're going to go back in time again and try and fix everything again. I already know this. Then all I'm going to say is they got to stop with it, because that's what fucks them over every single time. And what they need to just have is a big explosion where everything stops and it goes back to season 1 and resets. I think that's all they just need to do.
Yeah, I hope so. I listen. When I saw it was going nowhere, I just there's only so much I can. I am getting a little old, but I still like a ton of. I like some animated stuff. I still like. I actually like most things I watch, and I make sure to watch things I like. Unfortunately, for the channel, I have to like dip into Star Trek Discovery and Doctor Who. But I have a huge broad taste, and if I didn't, I wouldn't have had a comic shop for 10 years. You can't have a refined, closed-minded taste and run a comic shop. I like most comic books I read. I had a very broad taste with that stuff. I liked a lot of stuff that people hated. I'm a little bit of a purist when it comes to superheroes, but not when it comes to comics and movies and stuff. Again, if I hated everything, I wouldn't have been able to sell shit at the comic store. So there you go. CW failed. They had something good, and I think what they did is they spread themselves too thin, and they watered down the talent pool, and they got some shit writers in the writing room. Plus, the one talented guy got Me Too'd out of there, and he was actually the guy who was writing the good stuff and controlling the good stuff. But apparently, he was a perv, so he had to go. And Smallville did have the best Lex, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
DJ Odyssey, yes, they did.
They're bringing in John Cryer. It's Lex Luthor.
Yeah, that's the things I'm talking about. Like bringing in Pee-wee and John Cryer as Lex Luthor. It's like just when you think they're going to take themselves seriously, they don't. I can't stand the girl playing White Canary now. I used to love her. In Arrow, she was great. She played this tortured character. Now it's like when she gets on screen, you could just tell. You could tell she's acting. You're not supposed to be able to tell she's acting. Like she's getting a paycheck, basically. Tom Welling did crap out at the end of Smallville. It's his fault.
Yeah, Clancy Brown did the best vocal Lex Luthor. I'll say that. But Rosenbaum did the best physical Lex Luthor portrayed on screen. And I love me Gene Hackman, trust me, but it wasn't really Lex Luthor. that whole thing. It's yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. What are you looking at there?
Yeah, that there you go. That's right. What Swift said is all the CW shows fell off after that's his name. Chisberg got canned. The guy we saw at actually on our very first video on this channel is of him. It's him at a panel at 2015 Comic-Con. Chisberg? Is that how you say his name?
I don't know. Chiselberg. Amoeba says Neurotic Channel is a cult. Yes, we are. Join us.
Join.
One of us. One of us.
One of us. What's our hazing? We'll get back
Thank
to
you, sir. May I have another? Hyper Show Superboy is an underrated show. Which version? There's two different Superboys. There's an earlier version and there's a later version. There's Gerard Christopher and there is I can't remember his name now.
The earlier version, I thought, well, they're both pretty good. I liked them both.
I like both of them too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ducky, you remember Ducky from the comic shop?
Yeah, I remember Ducky.
Remember Ducky? Wonder what Ducky's doing.
We had a Ducky last time. Wasn't he here?
Yeah, he's in San Diego.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen him or heard about him.
Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger? Maybe cheeseburger. That's it.
Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger. There you go.
Yeah, don't get me started with that.
Dennis needs the Hypno Toad. Or at least we don't get the Hypno Turd like Anti-Trekker.
The Hypno Turd.
That's the Hypno Turd.
Mark Tuttle says, I only found you guys last week. I've been binging on all your videos this week. Finally found a group that agrees with my rants.
Nice.
Thank you. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my downstairs neighbor, Evan, who also joined up. He was one of the people that pushed us over to 10,000 subscribers. He's out playing video games right now with a friend of his. So thank you, Evan.
Thanks, Evan. Thanks for joining up. And thanks, Dennis, for spreading the word there. Nerderotic is a wholesome, I don't know if it's wholesome, butt chugging.
Yeah.
Place to join and pay a price. Join us. We are not hypnotized or sedated. It is better than cats. I want to see it again and again.
We are not here against our will. We can leave anytime we want to.
Wow, that is some high praise there. Maybe that is what we should put on our t-shirt. I have a big boner for the Nerderotic channel. We've got Nerderotic wood. It's like Nerderotica. There you go. Well, that's the double meaning of our name. Oh, I haven't reset the origin of our name. Why don't I tell you that right now? Well, Nerderotic could it's supposed to be for neurotic, not for erotic, but it can be both. And somebody accidentally said it. I misunderstood somebody, and it was Sean Morgan. And he was looking at some comics, and he just goes, I thought he said, that's really nerdrotic. And I guess he said neurotic, but I thought it said nerdrotic. I'm all nerdrotic. I'm all, that's pretty good. And the quickest way to copyright something, if it's copyrightable, is to buy the domain name. Buy a domain name, do a little business under it, and it's yours. No filing necessary or anything. That's why I got to talk to that cheese curd place. We might have to have a discussion, but nah. I'll let him do it. Penn Farm Girl was able to buy a little stuffed Nerderotic thing because of the cheese curd place. But yes, so Nerderotic, that's how I misunderstood somebody. I'm like, and I ran over to GoDaddy and got the domain name and boom, ready to go.
Mac Ajax, Alexander Siddig was Ra's al Ghul on Gotham, not Arrow. Yes, that's where he played Ra's al Ghul.
Enough with the CW talk. I'm going to ban it. We don't cover these shows. I don't.
It's not about Gotham. That's Fox show. It's not even a CW show.
I'm going to mute you.
Someone was asking in the chat, man. I'm answering questions.
I know, and I'm joking. Don't be such a pussy. The curd nerd, right? The color. Yeah, I got to get the. God damn, Dennis is so sensitive today, folks.
I'm not sensitive. I'm
not sensitive.
Fuck you. I learned it from
Dennis
watching.
Can go start a CW channel, please, so we can stop talking about it. I don't want to spend our 10K anniversary arguing with you about a goddamn CW. It sucks. Here, let's go to Yes, to me, and I'm the one who runs this channel. So yes, it sucks.
All right, I'm out. I'll talk to you later.
See, what a little baby. Wow, he really left. No, yeah, see, little baby. Come here. Hey, come here. Penn Farm Girl, send me on Facebook that picture of the cheese curd. You can't if you muted yourself, you can't
I didn't
you
mute
gotta-
myself.
Okay, good. There you go, because you're not going to be able to come back in. Siskel and Ebert 2.0. No, we're the old men from the fucking Muppets, dudes. That used to be our whole thing.
Chris Priscus says
Dennis will defend Supergirl with his life.
No, I won't actually. Chris Priscus says, Dennis, do you think they'll be able to bring Batman into the CW? Hell no. They can't even bring Batman into Fox or Gotham, or for that matter, they can't bring it into the DCU.
Batman in the CW, you would see him in his street clothes, and you'd find out who he would be gay and make out with somebody, and then he'd leave, and we wouldn't see him fight anybody.
Okay, so they have a streaming service called DC Universe with a TV show called Titans, where they have a character named Robin who is supposedly under Batman, and all we get is fuck Batman.
Tobey Maguire would play Batman. Oh, you called it, Mike Cedar. Totally. Yeah, Dennis just said it. They have a show with his fucking sidekicks. They're in his house.
Yeah, they're in his house. They're in his houses. They go to all his houses, and yet there's still no Batman. So no, it's never gonna happen because they can't get it in any form because the lawyers can't agree on how they want to actually portray Batman, because people might get confused if you have more than one Batman flying around. Flying around? Yeah, flying around. Man, it's getting late, you can tell.
They can bring Batman's bat package into artwork. Yes, they can, Hidden Wiki. And I made the mistake of showing it, and I had to pull the fucking podcast because I'm like, God damn it, I can get nailed for that. Showing Batawang.
Batawang.
It's available on our website, though. You can go to nerderotic.com and see Batman's dick.
Yes, Chris, so we did see the Batmobile, and we saw the Bat Cave, and we've seen a Batarang, and we've seen a lot of Bat paraphernalia, but we've never seen Batman. Okay. Carrie Dalton asks at Neurotic Channel at Dennis. Don't know if you touched on this week, but thoughts on Ricky Jay? I don't know who that is. His sleight of hand was so amazing. He was a great showman. Oh, Ricky Jay from everyone knows him from Jesus. Now I'm just blanking on it.
Jesus. Was he one of the apostles?
No, he was the
13th.
He was an actor. God, now I got to look it up. Fill in some time, and I'm going to look this up.
Gary, I posted it on Facebook timeline. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm being kind of lazy. I guess I could have found it, but thanks, Pinfire. There it is, right there. Like, okay, so this there's a company. It's a cheese curd company in Wisconsin, don't you know? And they've got the Curd Nerd, and it looks really familiar. I mean, okay, I didn't invent the nerd tape with glasses, but it just happens to be on the yellow color. And
got it from a porn site.
Yeah, which I got from a porn site, by the way. There were some Ray-Bans with some so I got it from a porn site. So that is where our thing is.
Boogie Nights. There we go. That's where he was from. Boogie Nights. He was the guy that was the cameraman on Boogie Nights, the big dude who had the beard.
Yeah, the one who died. Yeah,
the one who died. Yeah. That's who they were talking about.
SpongeBob creator died.
Yeah, the SpongeBob creator died. That actually is, very depressing.
It's really well. He had ALS, and
he had ALS. Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, we were just talking about him the week before he died too. We talked about him last week on the site, on the Friday Night Tights. Marine biologist who just happened to make this little cartoon that he was doing, or this little strip, and turns into this big, huge $1 million thing. That's really damn funny. And yeah, he's gonna be missed.
Yeah, no, that's fuck. SpongeBob was genius. I talked to Matt Guy. I talked about the STD news earlier. I gave a reset on Anas Abdin's website lawsuit. His lawsuit. I will link. He did a new interview with a Swedish newspaper, so you have to translate it, but it'll translate for you. It's really eye-opening. I will link it in the description. Anas Abdin came in. You might have been in the Nooner he was in, but that's kind of what. And we also wanted to thank Star Trek Discovery for giving us so many damn subscribers too. And yes, George H.W. Bush did pass away a couple hours ago. And I will be honest with you, I thought he was already dead. I didn't know. I'm like, wait a minute, didn't I hear he died? But he must have got sick a few months ago.
Yeah, he was in the hospital for a while. So YouTube, so we have this little channel that we're on is on YouTube, of course. And they have a really good show called Cobra Kai. But did you know that they also have other shows that I guess people pay for? I think.
Yeah. Origin.
Sometimes. Yeah. Origin. Okay. So YouTube is going to end their paid premiere service and go to totally ad-supported content by 2020.
Yeah, I mean, like, they don't need the paid supported, like, these shows. Well, they figured out, like, the Cobra Kai first episode had 50 million views.
Yeah.
They made Cobra Kai made them stupid money, folks. Like,
yeah.
It might possibly be one of the most profitable TV shows ever made, just based on YouTube's ad system. Did you notice that Jason Momoa and Aquaman started an Aquaman channel on YouTube?
I didn't.
To promote Aquaman.
Really?
They're going to start doing it. Yes, I have not finished Origin, movie Fanobi. I got all sidetracked with channel stuff. And going through comics. I've had some issues with my house too over the last week. We've had a lot of fucking issues with this house. So, what's Cobra Kai about? Asked Antonio Cover. It is the Karate Kid.
It's the Karate Kid 30 years later.
30 years later.
Yeah. And it's really good. It's really, really, really good. Because you also see things from Johnny's point of view, which, if you go back to How I Met Your Mother and the character Barney, who always thought that the movie was about the Karate Kid, was about the character Johnny, and that Danny was actually the evil one. The bad guy.
And it kind of is based on that, and it's done really well. And Hypershout says Hillary Swank needs to appear in Cobra Kai. I bet you she will. I would bet anything that she will. They're gonna deal with Karate Kid 2 in the next season. They should retcon the 2006 Aquaman pilot into the Arrowverse. They could.
Oh, that's true. What was it called? Something
He's Hawk
Bay?
right now. Aquaman is that was Aquaman
Smallville.
was Arrow for Smallville, and then in Smallville, Aquaman is playing Hawk right now. And actually, he's a very good Hawk. I gotta say that.
Yeah, I like him as Hawk, and he's gonna be in next week's episode. Hawk and Dove.
Yes, and Dove without powers beating the crap out of 300-pound men.
Yeah. That one I'm kind of disappointed about too.
Give him the fucking powers. Or maybe they have them. Maybe this is, I don't know. We'll see. Danny was evil. Proven fact. I saw it on YouTube. 10,000 subs, a dead rat, a dirty dog, #November. Yeah. So yeah, I don't like to tell gross stories on the fucking pot. We had a giant fucking rat downstairs. Now it's raining. It's San Francisco. It's a big city. It's a lot of fucking rats. There's a lot of skunks and shit running around here. So I, being the cheap old man that I am, I have a rat terrier. I just let Rat Terrier spend the night down in the garage. It was kind of fucked up. I gave him lots of water, lots of treats, and said, "Go get him, Tiger." And he did, and it was a mess. What he did to that rat was wrong. I felt sorry for the rat afterwards because, oh God, that was gross. Dude. So, in Guardians of the Galaxy, when they had the little, and the one big monster just, yeah, kind of something like that. It's bad.
Wow.
Opinions on Guardians of the Galaxy, Sylvester Stallone. So original Guardians of the Galaxy spinoff movie with Michelle Yeoh and the guy who played Lex Luthor. I'd watch
Michael
the shit out of
Rosenbaum.
that.
Yeah.
I love that universe. Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's my Guardians of the Galaxy, actually, from the 90s.
Yeah,
So-
those were good books. Those are so underrated. So
Yeah.
did they collect those yet? I think they did.
They did.
Well, before
Yeah, they did.
2006, you could collect everything Guardians of the Galaxy for probably $10. The stack of comics would have been this high. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's including the 90s stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I love that world. I love that movie. That's actually the one I watched the most. I go back and rewatch the most.
Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, my two favorite characters in the original 90s Guardians of the Galaxy was Martin X, who is the crystal guy who is played by Michael Rosenbaum, and Yondu. Not the Yondu that Michael Rooker plays. He does a good job with what he's done. This is because the Yondu that he's playing is the 2000s version of Yondu. The Yondu from the 90s has a big fin on his head, like a organic fin, is very skinny, and does control that arrow with his voice and everything, but is a completely different character.
Dark Saber Force, I love you too, man. Will the Oz, how is The Expanse? Is it accurate sci-fi show? One of the most accurate sci-fi shows I've ever seen. Now I'm no scientist or anything, but they make it look real enough and believable enough. And that's what it's known for. It's just great plot. It's a space opera, but they really get the science right. Not everybody's not flying around in hyperspace. They really take time to think about, gravity and inertia and how it'll affect the human body. And like when they have an engine called the Epstein drive, and when they fire that up, and it's just, I don't know what the gauge on how fast it is. I can't remember, but you have to take a drug so you won't pass out. Cause if you pass out, you'll just die.
Yeah. Basically they pump, it pumps stuff into your body in order to keep you from having your veins collapse is basically what it is.
So it's a mixture of like speed and a sedative, and it's weird. And they really thought about like what the drug would be. It's not just, they call it the juice, but it's actually a combination of real drugs. It's Will the Oz. I can't recommend it enough. It's a great show.
It's good. And yeah, I mean, it shows, an Earth that's overpopulated, and then what happens when you don't have enough job, when people just basically, there's nothing really to do work-wise.
They do a really good version of if the United Nations actually took over the planet.
Yeah.
And then playing it out, not being like big rah United Nations people. Like really showing both sides of the argument. Like if they took over the planet, okay, some things would be good. There'd still be corporations, capitalism is still around, believe me. And then there's also half the planet's on welfare, basically.
Yeah, it's called basic.
It's called basic, and it's pretty horrible. And it's almost threatened as a punishment. Problem is the only things you can work for are these giant mega corporations or the military.
Yeah. You sell yourself over to either one, basically, is what it is. Indentured servitude, I believe, is what that's called.
The one thing I think they have absolutely right, though, for 300 years in the future is you can broadcast to anybody. It's not like just us to YouTube. Like if I want to do a broadcast that gets to everybody, all I have to do is turn my thing on, and that broadcast goes out. It's pretty cool. Now, whether you find it or not, but that's how Holden got his, he just opened a channel and just said, yep. they blew up the Canterbury, and it was the Martians. And they're coming to talk to us now. So that's why I'm talking to you, so you don't kill us all. Sorry, I spoiled a little bit of the show. Watch it. First 2 episodes are great. Very cinematic.
And Luke is Darth Vader's son.
Yes. But it is run by former Star Trek alumni. And the books that it's based on are basically George R. R. Martin proteges. They write in his style. I don't know if they're proteges or they hung out with them but they use his story structure for Game of Thrones a little bit. So the Filthy Farmer, good night. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Night. Yeah, Mars is not a place to raise your kids. Ejar.
No. Bobby and Alex are my favorite characters in The Expanse. You like the Martians, Raptor One. That's cool. There you go. I like it. I like Alex in the TV show. I like Alex in the books, but he's way more fleshed out in the TV show. In early on, anyway. I like Amos.
Yeah, everyone likes Amos.
Guy.
Yeah, Amos is good. Well, yeah, Avasarla, she swears like a freaking sailor.
She's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, she's good. Let's do what about one more news item? How about that? That sound good?
Yep.
Jamie Ray's version of the Blue Beetle movie is in development at WB. They're actually going to do a Blue Beetle movie, but the Jamie Ray's version, which is going to be kind of hard to do, I think, considering that the scarab that he picks up, isn't that supposed to be from Ted Kord? I know it's Alien.
They're just going to give him Ted Kord's story then. That's
okay,
they'll probably just mix in Ted Kord's story with the Alien, and then it kind of takes away from the charm of the Blue Beetle. I mean,
yeah,
the Blue Beetle's a great Steve Ditko character that they got from Charlton Comics, but it's really not like it's a good team character. I am a huge comic book fan. I cannot see myself paying money to go see a Blue Beetle movie.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to like the Jamie Ray character, and I know they've kind of futzed them a couple of times in this current incarnation, if you will. They've actually kind of retconned him a couple of times now, which is interesting in the last like 5 years, and I'm not really digging him still. Young Justice, even, I don't really like him in that either.
Yeah. There was a part in the comics he was good. I can't remember the era, but yeah, you're right. The Epstein drive is modified fusion drive invented by Solomon Epstein around 13 BXT. It enabled humanity to travel beyond Earth and the inner planets and colonize the asteroid belt and the outer planets. The drive utilizes magnetic coil exhaust acceleration to increase drive efficiency, which enables spaceships to sustain thrust throughout the entire voyage. The ship fitted with the efficient Epstein drive is able to drive continuously for acceleration to its goal. Then after flipping about the halfway point, they're able to do a deceleration burn. So yeah, so you can in the Expanse prior to the Epstein drive, you just turned your engine on for a little while, then you turned it off and went at speed. This way you can accelerate over time, but then halfway through your trip, you got to slow down, which I think is cool. I think it's just a cool little detail. You know, I don't know if that's what you actually do. It doesn't really say how fast it goes though. Oh wait, well, what's this? Thrust 1 million N. I don't know what that means. Specific impulse 1,100,000 seconds. Oh, there's some math here I don't understand. So
yeah, it's been a while since I've taken physics.
Thrust power 5,005,000 M watts. Engine's thrust to weight ratio -140. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. You kidding me? Hell no.
Yeah. And Nyla Shadow, yeah, the Nyla Shadow says best here. Scarab found by Kord Industries, and then it breaks out and Jamie gets infected by it. So yeah, so it's gonna be weird not having Kord Industries really. Well, I mean, you could do Kord Industries, but then you don't have that Blue Beetle. It's just gonna be a weird thing to get around. But And Mike Sider, yes, you do have a point. People watch Ant-Man, they might watch Blue Beetle, but the way they did Ant-Man was actually pretty good. It was fairly ingenious. I don't know. You can't bring in Cord Industries in this again, like I said, and I don't see how they're going to do it unless they copy Ant-Man.
That's probably what they're going to do. So I don't know if we mentioned this earlier, and this is just confirmation here, guys. Marvel promises more Daredevil adventures after Netflix cancellation. Daredevil may not be coming back to Netflix, but yes, sudden's blah, blah, blah. A statement this morning from the home of the Avengers and Spider-Man, similar language to what the streaming signed off. We look forward to more adventures with the Man Without Fear at the future of Disney. So just wanted to pop that up. I know we talked about it earlier, but that's good because it's one of the best things you've done. If they let it go, then I would start thinking then Kevin Feige maybe is losing it, but maybe he's not in charge. I don't know. Just keep it away from Jeff Loeb, please. Please.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff Loeb needs to go someplace else. Maybe he can go to CBS and work on Star Trek.
He'd still be better in Kurtzman. He'd still be better in Kurtzman. Kurtzman sucks. Okay, Kurtzman.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay.
Kurtzman. Yeah, that's just really. I know they're really bad. It's really sad. And it's funny as I was watching the Midnight's Edge video and they were talking about Orsi, and he's like the only guy at Bad Robot who was a fucking like knew anything about Trek. And Paramount fired him. And then the guys he wrote the script with ended up getting the job for Star Trek 4. It's so weird how things work. Like you'll fire somebody and then work with them the next day. I guess just that's how you got to roll in Hollywood. Can't take things too personal, man. It's business.
Operation Sky Pebble says light travels 186,262 miles per second. So by the looks of it, the Epstein drive appears to travel at a maximum 3% of the speed of light. There you go.
There you go. All right, read a few more chats. We're going to get the Patreon thing up.
All right, go ahead. Felipe Diaz says there's an article on Comic Book about Disney Plus not picking Marvel Netflix shows because all the money is on new shows, Loki and the other shows. So they say Daredevil is done.
I just read something that's, I mean, like forever. They just said, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't take anything they say at face value. So,
I just heard that Vision's going to be on the Scarlet Witch show. Oh, Vision. Oh, Scarlet Witch.
Dude, I'm just like, I'm worried these are going to be prequels, and listen, I am not going to give a rat's ass about a Scarlet Witch Vision prequel. Especially if they're going to be walking around their street clothes. That's good. That sounds expensive. I hope they do it right. I do.
It's going to be the Dick Van Dyke show.
Well, that'd be kind of awesome, actually. I love the Dick Van Dyke show. It was a great fucking show.
That's what I'm talking about. But with Vision and Wanda, I think that could work. That's why I was like, oh, Vision, oh, Scarlet Witch, oh, Wanda. Could work.
Okay.
Matt Guy says, oh, you want me to keep reading or you want to?
Keep reading.
All right, there you go. Matt Guy says, streaming wars will just kill everything. I'd rather pay more for one service for good content rather than pay a bunch of different services for crap. Yeah, that's what we've been touting all along, is that they need to get together, work together, like they're doing with Hulu, have everything all in one place, and you pay one, like a cable bill a month, and watch it at one spot. That's it.
Yeah, that's what's going to get. I mean, this is a question for you guys in the chat. I'll tell you how I'd answer it. I'm going to go to the place where it's the least amount of trouble. I watch a lot of TV. This is kind of, I'm an older dude. I don't run around. San Francisco's not like for 50-year-old dudes unless you're drinking, and I don't drink. So I like to watch a lot of TV. So I'll spend some money on some streaming services, but it's getting way too much now, and this is nothing compared to what it's going to be in a few years. So what's going to win out in the end is like there's going to be like 3 or 4 services that are going to win out, and it's going to turn into the networks again. Everybody's going to try a la carte, and unless I can like do true olive carte, like I could just order a show at a time. If I can just order that show, I don't have to get your whole fucking service,
Yeah.
and I could just get that show. Or your service is priced enough. The problem is the prices are already going up, folks. What are you willing to like? I'm not willing to pay more than $14 for a streaming service ever. I do $14 for Netflix because I think it's the 4K package. None of these streaming services are close to being able to broadcast 4K, and it's going to be higher in a few years. So I don't know. What's your guys' threshold? I don't want to go out. I don't want to trade one thing for another. I don't want to pay $180 for TV anymore. Period.
Yeah, it's not worth it, honestly. God, I don't know. And we've been talking about this a lot. Movie Finobi says over 130. Listen to Penn. Oh, nope, sorry, they're talking about that. Yeah, no one's talking about this. Swift. Yeah, we don't promote that here, Swift. Just illegally watch like most teenagers. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't promote it, but we don't judge it.
Yeah.
You know?
Thomas Charter says we are doing the Hulu $1 a month special. Yeah, if you hadn't signed up for Hulu last week during Black Friday, they had it for like 2 days, 3 days. You could have signed up for $1 a month. It was like $12 for the year.
For the year?
For the year. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that was if you hadn't already had the service. So yeah, that was really good.
Well, all you'd have to do is sign up with a different email.
Yeah.
Unless they got your, well, you could just use a VPN.
Yeah. Mark Cedar says I have 3: Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Having connection issues, need to bow. Oh, it's a bummer. Thanks, Brian Smart.
Thanks,
Catch you
Brian.
later, buddy.
See ya.
Yeah, we went kind of extra long on this one, but yeah. we got
Well,
to dial it back.
Yeah.
Here, I want to keep reading, and I'm gonna thank our super chats here.
Kronos Cryon says it's going to lead to either piracy or people moving to make their own content and migrating to people that do that on a place like YouTube, perhaps little mini episodes at first. Yeah, we've talked about that too.
I agree with that 100%. And I'll say it again, like what doesn't get mentioned all the time during the streaming wars and stuff? Fucking YouTube. YouTube is the beast in all this.
Yeah.
YouTube is the one that actually I think it out. Well, yeah, YouTube like gets way more fucking hits than Netflix. I mean, I've seen no data, but I'm just using my common sense. It's it's the second or third most watched things on the entire internet. So yeah, Netflix is nowhere near that. Okay, let's get to our amazing super chats. And again, thanks everybody. I really appreciate it. All of your support. Thank you for following us and coming in and hanging out with us and bullshitting with us for a couple hours. And well, we have only just begun. Believe me, I'm having so much fun doing this. I've been kind of busting my ass the last couple months, and it's nice to see some, fruits for my labors, man. So Jesse Sequeda, thank you for the $10 super chat. Movie Finobi, thank you for $1.99. Mark C for the $5. Blue Cat for $3. Artemis over easy for $50. Mark C for $5. The DJ D Show for $2. Sculpt the Leather Art by Viking Bitch for $5. Mark C for $5. Mark C for $5. Mark C for $5. Brian Smart for $5. Movie Finobi for $1.99. God, there's more. I know I'm missing one. There we go. Movie Finobi for $1.99. Steel Johnson for $6.66. Haha, that's awesome. William Winters for $2. Movie Finobi for $1.99. Tamarocks. That's too much, man.
Yeah, that's way too much.
Tamarocks, $100. Thank you so much. Movie Finobi, $4.99. Cece for $10, and All Out of Bubblegum for $10. And thank you for all the congratulations. Congratulations, I can't even talk anymore. Thank you so much and for hanging out again. This was a blast tonight. And let's thank. Why don't you thank who's in the chat there, pal?
All right.
And also a little trick for you: go to the top right hand side, those little dots.
Yeah.
Click on it, and start this way. See participants.
I do see participants. Hey, I didn't even know that was there. Oh my God, that's so much easier.
Well, it doesn't get everybody. It only gets
Yeah.
everybody who's talking right now. So you start
That's
with that
perfect.
and then you go with the rest. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Artemis Over Easy, Blue Cat 42, Brian Smart, Carrie Dalton, Kronos Chiron, Daniel DB631, Dark Angel Fire, DJ Bowman, E-Jar, Hidden Wiki, Hound 3000 Needs Some Hugs, Ken Jack Ben, Lee Mac Ajax, Mage Grey Wolf, Mary Ashmead, Matthew Davies, Mike Cedar, Movie Fanobi, Mr. B Natural, Mr. Twisted 72, Operation Sky Pebbles, Pen Farm Girl, Raptor 1, Swift, Techaman Bald, and Thomas Charter. Thank you all. And also thank you all for the, great super chats and the great chat tonight too.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Tom sent me something here. I was just looking on, holy shit. Okay. So the short version, what Tom found out from Midnight's Edge concerning the Blu-rays, we were talking about this. They're going to stop making physical media, folks.
Yeah.
Buy it while you can. Cause it's, Fox stopped making Blu-rays of their TV shows, and Simpsons altogether since Simpsons in 2015. Best I could find reason is streaming and digital downloading. So 2014, they stopped making Blu-rays on their TV shows. They just flat out don't make them anymore.
Wow.
So, yeah. Listen, you go get yourself a little packet of Blu-rays if you want them. You get an MKV. You get it depends on what you have. Just get a little, for a couple $100, you could set yourself up with a system that makes you Blu-rays, and you can make your own art and get cases. I do it. It's kind of cool, actually. So I make my own shit. I like to make my own art. The scam begins. It does. Kronos Cryon. It's on, man. But the problem is, what's going to keep everything? Honestly, piracy serves its purpose. It absolutely serves its purpose. It's going to keep the prices down. Believe me. They're going to say, "Oh, it makes things more expensive." Nope. It's going to make things. I think it's going to make things cheaper, because the minute it hits the net, it's free for those who want to take it. Except if you're Doctor Who, when an episode leaks and nobody puts it on a pirate site. Short treks aren't easy to find either. You can find them, but they're not easy to find. There's no demand for that shit. So thank you again to our wrenches, our wonderful wrenches, and you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Is that how it goes? Last call for alcohol.
Exactly. Yeah.
Thanks again. I had a lot of fun tonight. And
Me too.
Our next show, what does it say? Thanks again, Dennis and Gary and Susan and the wrenches, to the other and another superlative chat. I have a great night with my friends. Love you guys. Love you too, man. Play it loud, motherfuck yeah. So hell yeah, we'll be back. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's the Exozone. I have a Doctor Who video coming out in the afternoon. Then Sunday we have Night Flyers and Doctor Who, of course. Then the Monday Nooner, and it all starts over again, folks. So Doctor Who is trash. It is. Thomas Carter, unfortunately, has turned to trash. Another beloved IP is gone, and it ain't coming back. And right now I'm just venting, because there is no hope of getting it. I mean, it's going to have to get canceled for years, and I'm going to be older by the time it comes back. And yeah, so this is it. Final pimping, of course. Okay, nerdrotic.com. That's where our website is, and all the live stuff happens, and for iTunes. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks again for all the congratulations, and Exozone tomorrow with Doomcock. Dennis, take us out.
Children of Earth, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, because soon you might be up to 20,000 subscribers.
Damn. That'd be cool. Right on. That'd be cool. When's that going to happen? Yes, Exozone. Time to be announced. Watch my Twitter, Doomcock's Twitter. Watch the website. It's still tentative right now, but we'll get to you. May the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Thank you for 10K.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.